Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org, m25m.org.
Say what you want to say about Cortez. She's not unattractive. Whoopi Goldberg, ugly as dirt. She one ugly woman. She ugly. Whoopi is jealous.
Making radio great again. The Cartel with Matt and Ron.
This morning at 11.
MoJo 50.
Hey guys, Matt Locke, the Conservative Cartel. I'd like to take a minute and tell you about a new weight loss product that's instantly becoming part of the MoJo 50 family. It was launched by a Dallas area company who had taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. A 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened, and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. One Ridge's Own client, Sarah, recently lost over 100 pounds. While she looks amazing, she has been struggling every day with cravings. Now that she's taking Ridge's Own, she says it's so much easier to control her appetite and she's not thinking about food all day. Ridge's Own contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to ridgezone.com, riduzone.com, and enter the code MATT, M-A-T-T. That's Ridgezone, riduzone.com.
MoJo 50. The question isn't
Who's going to let us?
The question is who's going to stop us? Adjust your mojo now. Thank you.
The mothership has landed.
Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
All right, so when Brandon walked in the door, I said, this is going to be a weird day.
Yeah, you did.
He said, why? I said, I don't know. It's going to be a weird day. I think it started when I was watching whatever's on the TV, and they saw a commercial for the spoon and the spork.
The spoon?
The spoon and the spork. They are utensils that connect to your iPhone.
Wait,
so
what?
that you
Seriously?
So that it's a spoon.
Oh my God.
And a fork that you can plug into a case that goes on your iPhone. And
you eat it like
yeah, so
like
you can text and eat at the same time.
Oh, thank God somebody finally came up with that, because I was for the longest time.
Yeah,
like I was drowning in mediocrity. Eating my food with a regular fork and spoon.
Right.
When I could have been doing work at the same time or texting on the Twitters.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, you didn't. This is something you didn't know you needed.
I didn't know I needed it until right now.
The world's most amazeballs innovation, it says, and it was it was a Kickstarter campaign, and I saw, like I said, saw a commercial for it, and I thought they can't be serious.
Yeah,
and they were serious. It was a Kickstarter campaign. It didn't quite reach its funding goal. They wanted $11,000. And they raised...
How much did they raise?
$328.
What is wrong with the planet right now? Humanity has fallen short of itself. It has let itself down.
I don't want to live in a world where I can't get a fork and a spoon.
A fapoon? I need a fapoon.
What the hell?
Why, people? Why would you deprive yourselves of such an amazing invention? Can you imagine what would you look at? You take some of your soup here, all right, and you're just like, oh, I see that Kim Kardashian's tweeting. Okay,
and that's what one of the guys. Let's see if there's an image. Of this guy.
I want so badly to be there, like a demonstration video.
It is. You know what, Isaac? What the hell? This is, like I said, this is going to be a weird day.
Brown Panther.
So just go ahead and take this screen, and we'll describe what's going on here. This is the video for the spoon and the fork, and this is
the spoon,
and the fork. Sorry, I put an S in front of fork. So this thing plugs into your phone.
Put it on.
You put a case on, then you plug it in. So then you can actually be eating soup, as this woman is, by tipping your hole. It would come out by tipping your hole. So it would plug into the port on the bottom, so you can sit there and text and eat while you're
anime bunny
doing whatever
claps
else
next to you. Yeah.
I can't imagine why they only got $328 for this. We're gonna have to. The guy's head just turned into an eagle.
A very surprised eagle. Look at this guy. Even he doesn't take it seriously.
I don't know where the audio went to this thing, but it's I have no idea. But we'll
get you some sip.
We'll tweet out the link to
Phone appetit, bitches.
The spoon and the fork.
Swipe up now to donate. You guys.
Yeah, well, nobody swiped up, unfortunately. So you're going to have to get along without the spoon and the fjork.
Fjork.
It's fjork. Oh, and all right. So
I don't know why you said today was going to be weird, Brad, because it seems to me that today is going to be legendary. That right there. Mm-hmm. That right there is basically proof that humanity is advancing in the right direction. Let me tell you.
I guess so. And maybe that's it. And yesterday was a weird day in the afternoon because Luke Perry died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Had a stroke on what, Friday?
He was only 55.
He's only 52.
50. Oh, I'm sorry. 52?
Yes.
That makes me even more nervous.
I know. He and on, was it Saturday or Sunday? I saw a tweet from Sharon Stone, who was she had a stroke in 2001.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it either. And she said obviously she came back and she said it was hard to learn to, put sentences together and walk and do all that stuff. But she was giving him words of encouragement. But at that time I thought, you know what? There has not been one update on Luke Perry. The only thing was when he went in he was picked up and taken to the hospital. Mm-hmm. That was the only thing that they ever put out, which is not a good thing.
No.
And then there were no updates. And then I think was People or somebody else put out the Luke Perry through the years.
Oh yeah,
that's never a good thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's never a good thing when they start putting out. Because
no offense to Luke Perry, but I mean, no one's gonna release hey, Luke Perry is such a huge actor of our time. He's one of the most that we need to release a best of Luke Perry.
Well, that's true.
Although
he was his fans, he was on 90210. Mm-hmm. He was Dylan McKay, and he was Fred on Riverdale. Which Riverdale, by the way, great show.
I never watched it.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's like the dark side of Archie.
Oh.
And it's the Archie comic, but it's set in modern times, and it is what if Riverdale was not such a swell place.
Oh no,
it's dark.
It's like if Christopher Nolan took on Archie. Yeah, dark and gritty.
And ironically, when we were watching some of it on Saturday and catching up, I think on season 2 or season 3, and Luke Perry's character Fred had just been shot and was in the hospital in a coma.
Really?
Yeah. When he went into had the stroke here, when Luke Perry had the stroke. It was weird. In the television show, he makes it through and he comes back. Not so much in real life.
No, yeah.
No.
Apparently you have a stroke in real life. Yeah.
Strokes suck.
Dude, I'm sitting here, I looked it up. Apparently they're on the rise among young people.
What and why?
I'm going to guess stress. We stress ourselves out. Strokes on the rise among younger adults. Study finds 25 to 44-year-olds with all strokes over 6. Yeah. It's 44% increase.
My mom would always say,
what?
And I always say that like she's dead. My mom's not dead. My dad is. But my mom would always say it's a fate worse than death. And I'm thinking, what the hell's worse than death? Mm-hmm. Oh, there are plenty.
A lot of stuff is worse than death. I would much rather die than have a stroke or have Alzheimer's and stuff like that.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't want to be laying in a bed having somebody wipe my ass and feed me through a tube. That is the fate worse than death.
I kind of have the Doc Holliday outlook on things. I want to die with my boots on, Yeah. That's kind of how I look at things. I want to die on my feet. I want to die in a really cool way, like any guy does,
just as long as it's fast.
Exactly.
I don't want the bullet wound to the gut where you lay down.
That sucks. You have to lay
there for hours in your own blood, and
Yeah.
you slowly fade away, and it gets cold. And
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, I mean, if there's like women over you, like, oh my God, why
Right.
does he have to die? And you're like, it's okay. I saved you all. I saved all your lives in this awesome gun battle where I took out all the bad guys. And I'm just now, I got hit too, but in a cool way.
right, no,
But now I'm dying. And they're like, no, crying. Oh no, why? And then like, you know, I die like that.
wait,
That's fine.
I just shit myself. I'm sitting here in my own poop and my own pee and blood.
Sorry, ladies.
It's like there's nothing cool about that.
I lost all feeling below my waist and lost control of my belt. I'm still sexy though. Remember that gun battle?
It's
It's pretty sweet, huh?
yeah. I don't want to go that way. I just want to as long as it's quick.
Yeah.
You die in your sleep. That's a good way to go. Or if you don't, well, I tell you, Doc went the second best way you can go.
Yeah, he kind of did it smart, really, I thought.
He never saw it coming,
Yeah.
and yet it's dramatic.
Yep.
It's fast. You don't feel a thing.
It's slightly comedic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
He became his own Friday leftover.
exactly.
But if you can't go in your sleep, just quietly, fade away. Then I have a friend who wants to disappear in a puff of smoke.
Right.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Isaac. See, why is it Yo Soy Isa, but you're Isaac?
His name is Brown Panther.
BP.
BP.
Is Isaac. Yo soy Isaac. I'm just saying my name in Spanish.
Yeah, but that's not your Twitter handle.
Yo soy
You-
Isaac.
Yeah.
It's just cut off.
Why
Like, I don't want to
why
make
didn't
it
you
too
finish
long.
it?
Huh?
You didn't want to make your name too long?
Yeah. Otherwise, like, people just don't get it.
Okay.
People don't get.
Yo soy Isa, but my name's not Isa, it's Isaac. Okay, fine. So how do you want to die? It's a good,
Think
I
about
kind
that.
of want to, like,
it's a good day to
just
die.
drop from, like, the top, like, of an airplane. Just, like, fall off of an airplane
What?
and just jump down with no parachute.
Really?
Are you insane? You're going to have all kinds of time to think about it on the way down.
that's a lot of time to go. You know what? Maybe I
that's
shouldn't have
what
done
would,
this.
Like, just, like, look
shit,
at
I
my phone
forgot
or
to
something
go
like
to the
that.
store.
Just look at my phone. Just look at his fapoon and admire.
What the hell is this thing sticking out of the bottom of his phone? Was he some kind of a freak? You want to go? You want to jump out of an airplane without a parachute?
Yeah. I mean, I never jumped on a plane, off a plane, but
I imagine though, like I would be having too much fun. I would want a parachute because I would want to do it again at some point in time.
Right. I mean, what happens if I have to weigh down? You're going, this is pretty cool. I'd love to. Damn it.
I didn't plan ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, you didn't put enough thought into that. I mean, you've got to have a
Yeah,
different
Brown
way of
Panther. I
going.
want you to workshop that
it's
idea.
either
We're gonna come
that,
back
it's
to you.
either that or, like, just, like, get beat up by a bunch of girls. Let's see. Bunch of hot models. That's it.
I think you're such a bad boy.
I want to get beat up by a bunch of women. Okay, that's not
I mean, that's
bad.
not horrible. It's not a horrible
You'd
idea.
make the news if you did that.
Yeah.
He died by,
The feminists would love you.
they beat him with their
God.
fists and
Yeah, the feminists would be all about
boobs,
you.
They do.
smothered him.
Crusader Vol says in a Chris Nolan version in a deep gravelly voice, "I'm Archie." Sorry, it's completely off, but I was laughing at that. I had to read it out.
It's okay.
I'm Archie. Where are the other burgers going?
People and the Luke Perry thing. People are saying that that he was a nice. I never met him, but they're saying he was a nice guy. Deborah Muller said she was a fan of his watching 90210, and she was 20 years old, spotted him among other celebrities at the opening of a Planet Hollywood in Orlando. She says, I was shy. He was eating. I didn't want to interrupt him, but I did anyway. He got up from his dinner, took pictures with her, and then said, she says he was one of the most humble people she'd ever met, that he was a super nice guy. He actually suggested they take extra pictures because her eyes might have been closed in the first one.
Oh,
I mean, so yeah, I mean, most people you go up and you ask him for a pic. Don't bother me.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm eating. Can't
Don't
you
you
see?
see I'm eating right now?
Get the hell away from me.
Can't you see I have my spoon in my hand?
Did you not see the fork?
The fork.
My phone, idiot. Apparently, that's what all these people are saying is that he was the nicest guy, which always sucks. Why can't it be the ass hats that go.
Yeah, no.
It's always the good ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every now and again. Well, that is true. That is true. I don't want to wish. I don't want to wish ill on anybody. But I'm just saying, Luke Perry, super nice guy. Barbara Streisand,
Right?
Not so nice.
So nice.
Very horrible person.
Right.
Still rocking the plastic face. I'm just saying, at some point in time, justice must be done.
Yeah. Cosmic justice is a bitch, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So and the other reason I say it's going to be a weird day is because, actually, a couple of other reasons. Number one, I started going down the subreddit.
You did?
Rabbit hole.
Oh,
so
you
did?
did?
Yeah, I found a couple things there, and we got an email from somebody who has suggested that they may have run into Doc in the afterworld.
Good. Okay.
So
I cannot wait to hear this.
We'll get to that in just a second. First, though, let's talk about your fat.
But first.
Your fat.
Let's talk about your fat first.
I mean, come on. And Ron, I'm not staring at you when I say let's talk about your fat. Even though we could talk about your fat.
Rondolph, that was a very rude gesture.
Wow. I cannot believe that the president and CEO of this company would thrust upon me a hand gesture such as he did.
Yeah.
But he did.
This is a family show.
Yes, it is. So if you go to riduzone.com, you will find you'll find Riduzone, ironically, which has the OEA molecule, which of course is pronounced. You've got the sheet over there, Brandon. That is your job to read.
Yeah. Of course,
OEA.
everyone knows that this molecule that we're talking about is pronounced oleoyamide.
Right.
If you didn't know that, what are you, stupid? You living under a rock?
Isn't that what Robert Kraft got when he went into the Asians of Orchid place or Orchids of Asia place?
That's where he actually got his best oleoyamides.
$59.
$59, just like downtown.
So if you want to lose some ugly fat, I mean, you have a couple of options. You can either, slice it off your own arms and thighs, or
I don't recommend that.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
painful.
a little painful.
Painful and bloody.
Yeah.
Or you can take Riduzone, and it can not only help fight food cravings, but it can also speed up that slow metabolism. One of the things I read recently that just sucked was the fact that as you get older, if you exercise, it can actually slow your metabolism.
Can it now?
That sucks.
That does suck.
Getting old, I do not recommend getting old.
Yeah, you know what? I turned 35 recently, and I was like, "That. Why did I do that?" That's a foolish thing to do.
Did you find A, things hurt, and B, have you gained the 5 pounds that you can't figure out how you gained
like
yet?
I said yesterday, I'm kind of like becoming like the Grinch body.
Yes.
Like I'm skinny everywhere else except for right here where it's just kind of poofing out a little bit. And I imagine that's due to age, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it. I wish it would stop.
It
Please,
happens.
God.
It doesn't stop. Every 5 years, you find that you have things that hurt you didn't know you had, and there's like this mystery 5 or 10 pounds.
Yeah.
That no matter what you do,
yeah,
you might as well just give it.
I heard that if you get like testosterone injections and stuff like that, though, it'll start.
I do say that. The first time I did that, I dropped like 15 pounds.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you actually get like any kind of mood swing where you were like, "Hi, guys"?
No, and what the hell? That's I'm sorry. No, I did.
No. I heard no. It's not necessarily like my two fears is A, I would get really angry at nothing, and B, I would just be horny all the time.
Well, you do end up humping a light post here and there, but if
what light post doesn't deserve a good humping?
See how it was dressed?
Yeah, if it didn't want it, it wouldn't dress like that.
Exactly, running around naked. Well, let's wrap the commercial. Riduzone, if you'd like to lose some weight. Or hump a light post, either way. Riduzone.com, and there's a special 30% off coupon if you get the 3-bottle promotion. So there you have it. Before I move on, the bag of Doc Thompson's Bacon Blast. What's the bid up to?
Last I checked, it was $150.
$150.
Yeah. Is it $150? Okay.
Yeah.
Because when are we closing bidding on it?
I don't know. You got to ask Ron for that.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What the hell? What do you do over there all day? When is there a cutoff on this, or do we know? Or
should we just?
I don't know.
Rondolph, should we?
Here's the thing: you guys started it. I have no idea.
Timmy the pilot started it.
Yeah.
So one of you guys come.
I
Somebody
just
needs to
answered the
come up
damn
with the
phone.
rules.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
He wants to come up with the rules when he wants to come up with the rules, not when he doesn't
I
want to
didn't
come up with
start
the
this
rules.
game.
I didn't either. So what? So
took
Let's
the
make the
first bid?
cutoff. Let's make the cutoff. We'll make the cutoff this Friday. How
you're
about
gonna
that?
go that long?
Yeah. Why
Let's
not?
do it during your opening your.
Yeah.
packages.
The unboxing.
Unboxing.
Yeah.
All right. So Friday. So we'll go until Friday on this
Yeah.
thing. On Brandon's show.
We'll
Morse
announce the
code.
winner on the Morse code.
Okay.
During the unboxing Friday. Somebody came up with a really cool one that I can't remember now. For a name for it. It's called the Morse. I can't remember now.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Brown
Right.
Panthers
The
got
name
it.
for what?
So we were trying to come up with a segment name for my Friday unboxing.
Right.
You
Why
know?
don't you just call it the Friday unboxing?
Well, that's what I've been calling it, but
What's
I was
wrong
like
with that name?
But I was like, maybe we could call it something a little more, little more like maybe Olio.
Why don't you call it the Friday unboxing?
Unboxing.
Say it in French with a slight French accent, and it becomes better.
Yeah, they like it when you do the French accent, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
They love
It's
it.
hot.
Yeah.
Let me just say,
I mean, I'm getting a little worked up.
it happens. Don't be embarrassed.
I'm gonna inject some
And let me just say this:
some testosterone and find a light pole.
once the coffee's gone, I found something else of Doc's that is. Hold on, I'm gonna see here. I don't want anybody to see this.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
look what I'm.
Oh yeah.
You can't. Nobody can see that, right?
No.
This was his.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna hide this back down
Yeah.
in
Just
here,
yeah.
right down in there. So that will be the next up on the
Okay.
auction block.
Oh,
all right.
that's a good idea. We could have all sorts of auctions.
Yeah. Exactly. So speaking of Doc,
Here is Jason's Starbucks cup.
was he here yesterday?
No, he was not, but he left it here because Jason.
That's true. All right, so here's the weird email that we got. And I say weird, it's not weird. It is what it is. Dear MoJo staff, I'd like to send a message of condolence to Doc Thompson's wife. Please forward this message to her for me. Thank you very much. Dear Mrs. Thompson, I know this is going to sound unbelievable to you. I am a shaman. I talked to Doc the day after the accident to help get him acclimatized to his new life.
Yeah.
He was dazed and confused when I first found him. I can imagine.
Yeah.
After having been hit by an
I would be a
Amtrak,
little confused.
I would be more than confused. I'd be pissed. I introduced him to some people on his side of the realm who can help him learn the skills needed to get along. I was impressed with how quickly he was learning. That is one thing about Doc. He was a fast learner.
Yeah.
With some things. Tools, not so much. He was kind of klutzy.
Oh.
Never let him handle like expensive stuff because he
didn't let you. You didn't let him help you with this.
No. It was funny. He goes, "Let me help." I'd say, "You can help by standing over there." He kept saying, "Mind blown." I can imagine.
Yeah.
He had tons of questions for us about, and he was very open to learning. He's a very kind soul. That's true. It was a pleasure meeting him. He was grateful for the assistance. And let me stop here before I read the rest of it and say, I believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
I do.
You do?
Yes. I think,
Really?
first of all, you cannot destroy energy.
Okay.
So think about that. Whether it's the soul or whatever you want to call the electrical impulse running your body, that
Right.
thing, the light that goes out when you die,
Okay.
whatever that is, you can't destroy it
Right.
because energy can't be destroyed. It can transmogrify, but it can't be destroyed. It has to go somewhere.
I like that word.
Thank you.
That's good.
A friend of mine named Marvin came up with that. In my conversation, the email continues. In my conversation with Doc, I suggested that he find some of his grandparents and ask them to watch over his kids, make sure that they stayed safe while growing up. His grandparents just came by and told me that you're very distraught and need to hear how Doc is doing. That's why I'm writing to you. Rest assured, Doc is doing very well. If there are any questions you want me to ask him for you, just let me know. I'm glad to help. I know it sucks that he was taken from you so early and so unexpectedly. Yes.
Oh.
And it's signed, and I won't say their name, but they're from Ohio.
Okay.
I've reached out to this person because I'd like to get them on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it would be fascinating.
I would like to talk to them.
I'm like Fox Mulder on the X-Files. I want to believe.
Yeah.
but I have to look at it as a skeptic.
Yeah, because there has to be a scientific explanation for this.
Some things I don't think you can explain. No, the scientific explanation would be if your body is the machine and your soul or your spirit or the electrical impulse in you, whatever it is that's running the machine, that's the scientific explanation for how something like this happens. That it's some people are just tuned into that frequency. I mean, think about radio. Think about terrestrial radio. Hell, think about the internet.
Yeah.
You've got these little devices. When radio was first invented, you had a little box, and there were voices coming from the box, even though the box wasn't connected to anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to have been freaky, to say the least. And then when you had pictures coming across television, it's like, how the hell are these things floating in the air all around us and come through this little box? Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right. No, and I can 100% believe that. I don't disbelieve in ghosts. I clearly they exist because even the Bible makes mention.
I want to believe in those as well. And I'll tell you a story in a second since we're out of time, but about being in New Orleans with ghosts.
Nolans and ghosts.
Nolans. It's like North Carolina.
Nolans and North Carolina.
But anyway, so I've reached out to this person. We'll see if we can get a hold of them, have them on the program. So if you, hopefully they'll respond in a positive fashion. If you have questions that you would ask Doc, I encourage you to write them down and stand by. This is Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's: freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
Hypocrisy. Meet Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, meet hypocrisy. First, it came out a few weeks ago that AOC's boyfriend may have received $6,000 in payment made from Justice Democrats' PAC, but also magically came at the same time as nearly equal payments made to the PAC from AOC's campaign in August and September of 2017, either a direct violation of campaign finance law or a simple coincidence. Then we get word that the very person who proposed eliminating carbon-based engines and air travel used over $30,000 on ride-sharing services and less than $9,000 on subway fare. She also logged 66 flights for $25,000 and only took Amtrak some 18 times throughout her entire campaign. Do as I say, not as I do. Now it turns out that Sakat Chakrabarty, who ran the closely aligned PAC at the time and is now AOC's chief of staff, may have been doing even more shady stuff than laundering payments for said boyfriend. 2 new reports came out on Monday. The first of those reports surround the fact that Chakrabarty was enriching himself to the tune of $1 million, funneling campaign contributions directly into his private businesses to skirt campaign finance law. So much for that transparency and getting dark money out of politics, right? Which brings us to this date, December 2017, which is the month that Chakrabarty and AOC obtained majority control of Justice Democrats' PAC, according to a report by Andrew Kerr of the Daily Caller. Corporate filings indicate that that is still the case as of today, too. If you're keeping score at home, that would be the 3rd FEC violation to come out in a few weeks' time. Yet this is the woman whom Democrats worship at the altar of? All of this brings me to this Bible verse, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 14. Therefore, my beloved, flee from idolatry. This has been By the Numbers. I'm Andrew Coppins, and you can follow me on Twitter at The Coppins Show.
Mike Opalka's 2-Minute Drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
I knew that would get the pump primed. Ulmer sent an email. Perhaps Brown Panther was thinking of this form of death and sent me the clip of from Monty Python's Meaning of Life, Part 7, Death, where the guy is he's being chased by the women.
Oh, yeah.
Falling off the cliff and into the grave. Have you ever seen The Meaning of Life there, Brown Panther? No?
Have you watched any Monty Python?
Nope.
Okay, they're funny.
I don't even know what to say right now.
I know. It's Monty Python is an acquired taste
that you will acquire.
Yeah, I mean, people either love Monty Python or they hate Monty Python.
Yeah, because I tried to introduce it to my fiance and she's just not into it.
A lot of women don't get it. The jackhole women, I think, would get it.
Yeah. But I would say like a lot of the humor. I grew up on Monty Python. You know, obviously one of the first things I ever saw as far as comedy movies went was Holy Grail, and so I was just hooked by that point on. And so even in my like improv comedy, like I'm always doing some kind of Monty
You do improv
Python.
comedy?
Oh yeah,
Do something funny right now.
See, I just did something funny by not doing nothing. That's a lesson that they teach you.
When I was first starting in radio and thought I knew everything, people would always come in, "You're in radio? Say something in your radio voice." What the? Okay.
Hi.
Hey.
This
how
is
you
me
doing?
on the. Yeah.
Send me some naked pictures.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
You got a spoon and a fork. Back yourself.
Spoon and fork.
Let's have dinner.
By the way, this is what.
Look at
Just so you know, this is what I had ready for the first hour. Bernie Sanders, no slavery reparations. Hillary Clinton blames cutting of voting rights. David Axelrod grills Elizabeth Warren. Senator Kamala Harris, blah, blah, blah.
It's so funny that you say that, Brad, because that's what I had pulled up.
See?
The reparations thing is hysterical.
And then I saw the spoon and fork.
Well,
and I threw it all out the
priorities.
So
we got stuff. We have important things to talk about.
Yes.
Like how I can actually browse Twitter while I'm eating my sketty.
Right. I mean, you have to have your priorities in order.
Exactly.
And Stinky, thank you for, first of all, hashtag questions for Doc. So if you have those, tweet them out. And again, we've reached out to this person who's a shaman, and we're trying to get them on the program. And well, absolutely, if they're listening, be treated with the utmost respect, because I happen to believe in this sort of thing.
I do not. I do not believe in it at all. So it'll be interesting to listen to you try to convince me. I'm not going to be a dick.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not going to
be a dick.
I'm not going to try to convince you.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where I think that it's, like you, I want to believe, but I'm a skeptic, because I think there are a lot of people who will take advantage of situations.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
That's all I'm saying. But so when we were in Nolans, God, this is 10, 11 years ago now, because it was, I think it was Beth's 40th birthday at that point. And we were staying at a haunted hotel.
Nice.
I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was supposedly haunted. And we were taking pictures. I think at that time I had a BlackBerry or something.
Why it got to be a BlackBerry?
I love my BlackBerry.
Why can't it? I mean, why can't it be like a Whiteberry or
Well, because obviously
or a brown panther?
I wanted the larger version.
Oh,
thank you. Oh! So we were taking. Have you ever heard of orbs?
I have heard of orbs before.
Orbs are the.
They were very prevalent in Labyrinth. With David Bowie and his bulge.
In theory, orbs are, when you take a picture, if you see an orb in the photo, it's a disembodied spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I like to refer to them mostly as dust.
Yeah.
In the lens, but and I know how I know how water droplets will refract light. I know how dust will bounce off the will reflect light, etc. So I get it. I know how that works. But there were pictures that we took on the second floor of this hotel down this darkened hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 2 or 3 orbs that showed up in this picture. And I'll see if I can dig it up at some point. But there were these orbs that hovering down around the floor level. And here's my thought. Number one, if it's dust, in this case, wouldn't there be hundreds of these things? Wouldn't they? I mean, what are the chances of 2 specks of dust refracting light or reflecting light, and the rest of them being turned in such a way that they don't?
Mm-hmm. Unless they only wanted to refract.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe they can.
No one asked the dust specks if they actually wanted to be photographed.
Exactly.
So maybe the rest of them were just shy. But I took 2 pictures in a row. One had 2 or 3 orbs, and the second one didn't. And it was like literally click, click.
Really?
So, again, I want to believe. I mean, I did a whole series on UFOs for the Nashville Network. I want to
really.
I want to believe there's something more interesting in his life than every day you go to work and then you die.
I might not believe in ghosts, but I 100% believe that there are aliens out there. There is no possible way there's not.
Well, how can you believe in aliens and not ghosts?
Well, because they're 2 wholly different things.
See what you did there.
Think about it. Think about it. Yes. For one, ghosts. Oh, somebody actually got the David Bowie reference with the orbs. Thank you so much, Crusader Vol. You're the man. I love it when you guys get my nerdy references Thank you so much.
Somebody has to.
Ghosts, they're an ethereal object. You know,
Right.
they are the souls of humans that have passed on and go into the next realm, and then they spend their entire time walking around doing nothing, I guess. I don't know. But then aliens are a physical thing. And think about it. We have an theoretically infinite universe out there with billions and billions of galaxies, which contain trillions and trillions and trillions of stars and solar systems.
Yep.
All right. Each one of them having trillions and trillions more planets. At some point in time, this is one of the funny things. It's like, whenever I say I believe in God, people are like, what, you think that there's a flying spaghetti monster out there? And I'm like, you know what? Look at this. Look at all these planets out there.
Right.
The chances that there is a flying spaghetti monster out there are kind of weighed in my favor a little bit. So yeah, let's go with that.
Could be.
There's no possible way there's not aliens. There's no possible way.
Well, if you think about it, Jesus was an extraterrestrial. He was an ET.
Was he?
He was not of this earth.
Well, neither are we, technically.
Well, yeah.
According
are
to
we?
the Bible. But
Are we not? We're not from this earth.
no, we are not of the earth. Like we are souls, but we are.
Okay.
You know, we were made from the dust, like our physical bodies were made from the dust of the earth, but we as a soul are not of this planet.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, then at the highest level, God is an extraterrestrial.
You could say that.
So yeah, I mean, right there, your theory is proven.
Or he is the most, like, since he made it, he's technically not an extraterrestrial. We are. Like, he is the one who is in his home area, and we're just living in it.
Well, if he's omnipresent and omniscient,
Mm-hmm.
and
he created everything.
If I know he is so, and I say he.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Don't you assume God's gender, Brad?
I don't know what God is identifying as today, but I mean, technically,
Brown Panther, you okay, buddy?
see, this is you go down this. I told you it was. I warned you it was going to be a weird day.
It is going to be a weird day. But I like these kinds of conversations.
Well, and the all right. So back to the original point there that there are extraterrestrials, that there are beings from another planet. There's a flying spaghetti monster.
Mm-hmm.
Which why wouldn't there?
Why
be?
would there be?
Yeah, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
That's right.
That's from Star Trek.
No.
What if? And I brought this up last week to Izzo. What if heaven? I mean, we always look up to heaven and down to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does that mean hell's China or Australia?
Yes.
Or is heaven the moon? What if heaven is all around us?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's another dimension?
I believe it's another dimension.
So in that case, Doc could be walking around in here.
Possibly.
Which would account for hauntings, right?
Yeah,
it would
possibly.
account for people who have been killed or died, whatever, haunting the place where they were killed or died.
Maybe. I mean, I would hope not. I hope I'm not relegated to the place where I died, because let's say that I died like in a sewer.
Yeah, see, that would suck.
You know, or, you know, maybe like I accidentally got killed in a Chippendales club that I wandered into on accident last week.
On accident?
You don't know. You don't know.
No judgment.
I don't want to be like, I don't as a ghost want to be sitting there going like, oh, hey, it's Sebastian. Coming to the stage, Sebastian.
For eternity. I don't
mean,
want
that's something
possible.
flopping in my ghost face forever.
Right.
And so, no.
Unless you're enjoying it.
Maybe. I believe that it is a different dimension per se.
Okay.
You know, it is a different kind of reality. But you go there and everything like here is just a shadow, really, of what is there. Like, that's the actual real world.
Okay.
This here is a dreamland, a shadowland. That's my belief.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes
So
just as much sense.
Doc
as
is
anything else.
not necessarily a ghost. He's actually more alive and probably more of a whole complete figure than we are right now. Yeah.
Does that mean he can still run into walls and drop stuff?
If he wanted to, yeah. But if he also, you have to think, because God, his whole entire purpose was to create little gods like himself. You know?
Okay.
And
that
so,
means we're little gods?
yes. This when you really everything I'm saying right now sounds crazy, but when you really break it down, what he was trying to do,
crazier than anything else.
What he was trying to do was create beings unto like himself, his children.
Okay.
You know, and so I think that when you die, you kind of pass into a more real being, a more real setting. you know.
All right.
And you gain these abilities. You know,
like superpowers?
Like kind of like superpowers.
Can we fly?
Yes, if you want to.
I've always wanted to fly.
It's a realm of infinite possibilities, but we kind of like relegate ourselves to just walking around to heaven. You know, like it's always sunny here and like there's always food on the table. And yes, that's true. But at the same time, like we can't conceive really of what it is. Even me just talking about like superhero powers, it's like not like that there. It's not really superhero powers. It's just being. You know, and
okay, yeah. Okay, it would be like living where superheroes are part of life, and so it wouldn't be weird to see Spider-Man.
If you wanted to be Spider-Man yourself, you could.
Remember, always be yourself unless you can be Batman.
Yeah, and then always be Batman. Yeah.
DMXDM says there are angels, there are demons, there's evidence that any haunting is a tool of the devil to keep you from believing in a risen Savior. But why does it have to be a tool of the devil? Why can't it be a tool of God to make you believe in a risen Savior? I don't understand why it has to be evil.
Here's the thing. Anything that is used by the devil first has to have been created by God. The devil can't create.
Right.
He can't create. Like he has to pervert.
Okay.
That's the rule. You know, like
that explains my girlfriend in high school.
Exactly. Okay. If you were just wondering about that. But no,
the ex-wife.
Hey-o!
Didn't say which one.
But yeah, no, really, God is the only like creator.
All right, hold that thought because the Rich Solution is bringing all of this, all of the ability to talk about all of this. The Rich Solution and the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. Although somebody said the Health Challenge, which again is even more ironic than the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge when you're talking about Doc. The whole thing was created because I want to improve my health because I'm old.
What?
I was talking to. Here's how the whole Healthy Lifestyle Challenge came about. Because at Doc's funeral, we were talking about it beforehand. I was talking with Gwen and Adam of the Rich Solution, and it was like, okay, we all want to lead the healthiest lifestyle we can. Gwen, of course, had breast cancer, and then she broke her neck, and then she lives with Adam, so she's had all these things going against her. And she wants to leave a legacy, which is therichsolution.com and her book, and being able to get others to lead a healthier lifestyle, hence her show on Spoonie as well every day. And so this whole thing, the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, was so that all of us, the jackholes, could join us and make some positive changes in their life. You know what they say. Remember, eat well, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke, get plenty of rest, and die anyway.
Right.
But while you're here, you might as well feel good because, again, it's that fate worse than death where you feel like crap the whole time you're alive. Would you like to feel good? So that's what the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge is all about. So it brings the whole MoJo. I'm going to read what it says. It brings the MoJo 50 community together for a common cause to heal, survive, and thrive. Blah, 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 blah. Let me just tell you this.
Okay.
Go to the Healthy Lifestyle Facebook page. You'll find the link that you can join at the top of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo Facebook page. And just join us. It's just about doing better things in your life. Whether you want to get more exercise, whether you want to stop eating so much sugar, whether you want to stop smoking, whatever it is, if you're trying to do it, it's a community, it's support. And it's, you can get if you want to get into taking some good supplements, therichsolution.com. The idea behind this, and you can get the life extension supplements in a lot of places, but as Adam was telling me, they sell them a lot cheaper than other places.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, they're not making money hand over fist in this thing. It's about leaving a legacy. So if you are interested in taking the supplements, go to the Rich Solution and click on supplements, and remember to join the Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. Just make a few small changes in your life, and enjoy the time that you're here.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
That's
therichsolution.com. There you go. Back to heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Is crouching jackhole hidden? I don't know. Is hell Australia, where everything there wants to kill you? So draw your own conclusion.
Here's the funny part, though. People always talk about how Australia has all the deadly animals. Have you been to Texas before?
Right.
We've got so many animals here that want to kill you. We got brown recluse spiders. The rattlesnakes. We got alligators. All right. Have you ever tried to pet a wild turtle here in Texas?
Is that a euphemism? Nah.
It can be, because it'll kill you too.
You ever caught a snapping turtle when you're fishing?
No, we caught a
Holy
sea turtle once.
crap.
Though.
Oh, sea turtle?
We caught a
Damn,
sea
those
turtle.
are huge.
Yeah, it was big. It was a big guy. But
Wow.
we were on a fishing boat. It was like a deep sea fishing voyage out in the Gulf, and we were actually fishing for sharks. No. We were fishing for snapper, but we kept getting sharks, hammerhead sharks. It was crazy. Those damn sharks. But like, at one point in time, like this guy's like, I don't know what I got, but I mean, it's crazy heavy.
But feel this, and it feels hard.
Feels hard.
And it was a turtle shell.
You have to grip it real tight. And hold,
Yes,
just
hold.
pull a little
Pull,
bit.
pull,
as happens.
pull.
So after a while, this it started to kind of surface. Man, it was this big ass sea turtle,
And he was pissed, I'll bet you.
he was not pleased with us.
Where did the hook get him?
I guess in the mouth, maybe. I don't
Ouch.
know.
Wow.
I don't know, but like, we unhooked him and everything like that. And all I could think was like, dude, I don't want to put my hand anywhere near that mouth. Nowhere near
I
it.
can understand that.
I'm pretty sure that if it glanced at my hand would fall off. That's how weird. That's how crazy these things are.
I caught a snapping turtle once, and damn, those things are scary.
Yeah, I bet.
You don't want to get anywhere. It's like I wanted to take the hook out, and
Mm-hmm.
he kept snapping at me. Hence the snapping turtle thing. It's like, dude, I'm trying to help you, but if you're going to be a dick,
If you're gonna be a dick about it,
fine.
yeah.
Wander off with a hook in your mouth.
Dude, anything from the sea is pretty crazy. We caught a black tip shark at one point in time, and it was like not even that big.
Right.
It was about maybe like 2 feet. But it was so mean looking.
Yes, because it's a shark.
Because it's a shark.
Yes.
Sharks, man, you don't really appreciate how mean looking they are until like they're right in your face. That's a mean looking thing, and it was only 2 feet long. But even that, like everything in the ocean
Imagine
has
a
to, I think, has to
23
be-
footer.
Oh God, no.
Yeah,
that would terrify.
Yes.
I would no. No.
Can you imagine? Yeah, being like swimming underwater and seeing you see these guys swimming with scuba gear and the shark. No.
The power. Can you imagine the power they have?
Hyperventilate and die.
Have you ever been swimming with like a dolphin?
Yes, actually, and those things are huge.
Yes, not only are they huge, like seriously, I mean, one brushed up against my leg and almost took me out. And I was like, dude, you guys are pure muscle and power.
When they can do that thing with their tail and they come up out of the water and they're like straight up out of the
no.
And their breath smells like fish.
They don't smell good.
They don't smell. You think dolphins are all cute and stuff. They've just got it's nasty fish breath because they eat fish, but they're huge. Bless you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so back to our conversation about heaven and hell and whether or not it's all the way around us. So if heaven is an alternate dimension, is hell? Does that mean that hell is... So if we have several dimensions happening in this space right now, so hell isn't the place where it's a bunch of rocks and fire.
I don't know about that. Here's what we do know, is that according to the Bible, the smoke from hell can be seen from heaven. So they're in the same dimension.
Okay.
Well, we can guess. I don't know. But you have to understand.
That's where it gets weird.
But you have to understand that this universe was created by a mathematician that we can't perceive, like you can't comprehend.
There's the unknown and the unknowable.
Right.
And that's unknowable.
Exactly. So our minds operate on a finite level based on things that we experience in our own, reality, where everything has a beginning and an end, and there are rules that we have to follow here, like in terms of like reality.
I hate rules.
The rules might be completely different. We don't know. There in that realm, there is no beginning and end. It's just there.
What was the Leonardo DiCaprio movie where everything like the horizon where the horizon bent upward and the rules of this plane of existence didn't exist?
Yeah.
That was freaky.
It was freaky.
So you're saying that's what it could be like?
It could be, because again, we obey a certain level of natural rules here. The reality that we live in only allows us to do certain things. However, we don't know what it's like whenever we die and go into this other place. It literally could be we create whatever we see and whenever we want. It's right there. It could be as simple as that. Or I don't know. I mean, it could be a completely different
So wait, so our version of heaven would be like the thing we like to do most, or it could be like, for me, a land full of chocolate.
If that's
it
what
could be like the Willy Wonka chocolate river.
Come with me.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever you want.
I could be on the boat in the chocolate river, which sounds.
Or it could not be like that, and it could be a lot like our natural world, just more real. You know, again, like I said, this is a shadow land, so I don't know how. They don't really give us a lot of clues as to what heaven looks like. They've talked about God's throne room in Revelations, and how there are like angels there, like singing, and he's up on the throne, and angels are pretty freaky looking. I don't know why they always talk about angels.
Yeah, the real angels, they're like 40 feet tall.
They've got like 3 heads, eyes all around their head, like they're terrifying.
They don't look like Clarence in Miracle or It's a Wonderful Life.
Right? Yeah, they're terrifying.
Yeah,
absolutely terrifying.
Because they're the army. They're God's army.
Exactly.
So they're warriors, and I can't imagine. So you would an angel sitting on my shoulder, they would crush you.
Yeah. Jeff Westbrook says, well, Brandon saying we are gods is a definite mistake. I get the idea of questions. That is good as long as somebody knows the right answer. When I say gods, I don't mean like we are God. That's not what I'm talking about.
I knew when you said that was going to...
I'm not saying we are God. That's no. I'm saying that like in terms of what we become, like we become more than just what our human shell is. Like even the way we look, you know, like this isn't what our true name is, not what our real look. You know, you have to understand that like these physical forms are just an amalgamation of DNA and. You know,
you could use another word like that, and I'll throat punch you.
Oh, why? Well,
that's too damn many syllables.
You get to use the funny words.
I can't even say it.
The $10 college words, but I can't. This is unfair.
Don't try to make me look stupid.
This is unfair.
I can do that on my own. Toxically masculine jackhole. Ghosts are just demons taking on a form of familiar spirit in order to influence you and create fear. God is not the author of fear. The fear of God is the word we use today as to be in awe of.
Huh, that's interesting. DMXDM, who has been creating some amazing artwork. Thank you so much. And you got the full beard thing going on in the last picture you drew. Thank you so much. Said, I think we can agree on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
God intentionally made the afterlife a mystery so we can discuss, debate, and remember what we do on earth is very relevant to where we go when we die.
That's the weekly beating you get in church.
Yep.
When I was a kid, you go and that's what kept you in line, is you don't want to end up sitting on a rock with fire all around you and it burns and you're screaming forever. And
that would suck.
Yes, that would suck bad. So that's why you don't do bad things in this life. So you don't end up, being stuck in that crap hole in the afterlife. If you do good things, you end up in the good place.
Yeah.
But that's why it gets me all confused. And as my dad would say, he is dead, by the way. If you had proof, you wouldn't need faith.
Right.
So, that's why we don't have proof of heaven and hell and all of that, because you have to believe to have that. But if you can see, if there are alternate dimensions and you can see hell from the dimension of heaven, then why can't we see heaven and hell from the dimension of here and now?
I don't know.
Come on, Mr. Tough Guy.
I don't. You better stop, Brad, or I'm going to say more big words.
You know what I bet they don't have in the alternate dimensions?
What don't they have, Brad?
Really crappy cellular service.
Oh, you know what? I hate that.
Me too.
I bet they have the best cell service up in heaven. And you know what? I bet they use Patriot Mobile.
Yes, you better believe they use Patriot Mobile. Do liberals exist in heaven and hell?
Oh, that's good.
That's a good question. Well, most, if they don't believe in God, do they? I know. See, that's a tough. These are the questions we don't have the answers to. But in the case of this earthly plane in which we inhabit right now, as they say, liberals have done a lot this year. They've caused chaos. They've given us the abortion bill in New York.
Yeah, they have.
They've almost gave us the one in North Carolina.
They've also given us, for some stupid reason, men winning women's competitions.
Yeah, all of that.
I don't understand why.
I don't either. But here's the thing. If these are the things you don't agree with, if these are the things that make you want to pull the rest of your hair out, stop funding them. and by funding them, I mean if you have the big guys, the AT&Ts, the Sprints of the world, when you pay your cell bill every month, portion of that money, of course, goes to fund things that you obviously don't agree with. If you go with patriotmobile.com/doc, you are actually being part of the solution. They fund or they help fund things like PragerU, Susan B. Anthony List, the Heritage Foundation. They have unlimited talk and text plans starting as low as $20 a month, same as downtown. Yep. It's easy to switch to. Plus, they will pay to switch up to 2 lines. Yeah, they'll pay to they'll waive the activation fee on two lines. Go to patriotmobile.com/doc. That's patriotmobile.com/doc, and be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I mean, you're going to use your cell phone anyway, and the 2 things I would think that you probably care most about is how well your reception is, can people hear you, and how much you're going to be paying a month. So if they can give you a competitive plan and your phone works well, why wouldn't you switch? Yeah. That's just no right there.
Brainer.
Right. patriotmobile.com/doc. Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. Well, Brad Staggs.
Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak.
I know, right? I'm sure liberals exist in at least one of the 2 places. They're not going to say which one. Yeah, we'll just leave that. We'll leave that right there. Continuing in the vein of today being very weird. Have you ever heard of autosexuals?
Oh, God, I need to hear about this now. Autosexuals?
I can't decide if I want to go there next.
Is that like auto stimulation versus manual stimulation?
Attracted to cars.
You would think that that's what it would be, that they would be attracted to cars. No, that's not what it is. I can't decide if I want to go there or if the angelic discussion is weird, too.
The angelic discussion?
Yeah. Okay, like you were talking angels.
So many.
I know we have an infinite number of paths we could take going forward here on the program this morning, and we have to choose one of them. So I don't know which one I want to choose. I mean, the angelic discussion, I will tell you this right now. It's weird. It's one of those things I found in the, I guess on one of the subreddits.
Oh! Yeah, I want to hear about, that's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about your delving into Reddit and what you discovered, because you can discover some really interesting stuff. Weird rabbit hole. So yes, it is.
We'll figure out which one we're going to do. Plus, we got your headlines coming up, too, as well. It's all coming up on your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. With the dawn of a new day, the search goes on in Beauregard, Alabama. Crews combing through piles of debris looking for survivors of the weekend tornadoes that leveled the town, leaving at least 23 people dead. Resident Sam Cook says it's especially difficult because Beauregard is such a small, close-knit community.
It just breaks my heart because most of these kids, I've known their parents for a long time. I've known them, so it really breaks my heart.
President Trump promising help for those impacted by the severe weather in Beauregard and elsewhere across the South.
We're working closely with officials throughout the region to get our communities back on their feet.
The president is slamming the Democrats' expanding Russia probe, even as he's also promising cooperation.
As the House Judiciary Committee launched its abuse of power and obstruction investigations, the president was asked if he would cooperate.
I cooperate all the time with everybody. And you know the beautiful thing? No collusion. It's all a hoax.
The president insists he is an innocent man being persecuted by Democrats who are bent on impeaching him. He describes their effort as a political hoax. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Doctors say a British man with HIV was given a stem cell transplant and has now been 18 months off HIV drugs with no trace of the virus. It's the second time there's been such success. The first patient has been HIV-free for 12 years. Doctors say the stem cell donor is someone with a gene mutation, providing natural resistance to HIV. When a Senate panel holds a hearing later today on the spread of preventable diseases like measles, senators will hear from, among others, an Ohio teenager who got vaccinated against the wishes of his parents. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures have turned mixed, with Dow futures down 6 points, S&P futures up a fraction. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Brad Staggs with big news. MoJo 50 is coming to you and to your town. It's all part of our way of helping the veterans in this country. The MoJo 50/50 tour is 50 states in 50 days, and we're traveling across the country in a bus. I don't know what could go wrong. If you go to MoJo5050tour.com, you can find all the details, including to tentative stops and how you can be a sponsor. MoJo 50/50 Tour, MoJo5050tour.com. Having an extra supply of food on hand is just smart. Some people call it prepping. I call it smart. You never know what's going to happen in this world. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. You'll find out a lot of good reasons to have that food and some great prices. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Ladies, some of you sickos willingly accept that with the big doe eyes that you don't even need from a Snapchat filter and just look up at R. Kelly and say, give me your best.
Lorenzo Vizzo.
United 7.
MoJo 50.
Hey guys, it's Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. You know, everyone lives with a little bit of pain, but living with diabetes can be a real pain. While you may have to test your blood sugar and take insulin, ordering your testing supplies shouldn't be one more pain you have to deal with. At least it's not when you work with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to your home when you need them. Gone are the days of visiting multiple stores to find the right strips, waiting in long lines to purchase your supplies, or sorting through your insurance requirements to figure out what they cover. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive saves you time and money. Plus, they're pretty fun to work with, too. So why don't you give Diathrive a chance to show you there's a better way to manage your diabetes? They're so convinced that you'll love their service that they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code MATT, that's M-A-T-T, at checkout. Be sure to head out to the web right now and check these guys out. It's Diathrive.com.
If we weren't so bad,
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty.
we wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50.
The mothership has landed.
I love stinking duck. This is truly an awful topic for any show for which you want to build a listener base. That's why stinking duck is so beloved. Let's see, Homeward Bound. Onion. If God created man in his own image, as I look in the mirror, I realize that God is one big, handsome son of a bitch.
Oh,
and there you go.
That one's for you, God.
There you go. And by the way, the picture that we tweeted out earlier this morning, it's on the... Oh, it's not. Yeah, it is on the Twitter wall behind you there. From Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. It is the image of Putin riding a giant Donald Trump animal thing.
Because why not?
Because that sometimes is the rabbit hole down which you fall. Okay, so this is the angelic discussion that I stumbled upon on, again, on some...
Yeah, okay, so Brad, to catch you guys up.
Yes.
Yesterday, I encouraged Brad to take a trip,
yes,
if he would, if he dared, into the depths of Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay, and he took me up on that offer.
Yeah, I did.
And I am dying to find out what it is he found.
This is all right. This is something called the Angelic Initiative, episode 1008.
Okay,
and it's subtitled "The Neo-Nazi Era."
Oh, good.
And now it's not necessarily...
We're off to a great start.
It's not necessarily about neo-Nazi, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Let's just join their discussion
My friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Thursday, February 21st, 2019.
Oh, I love these two.
In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions.
And let me explain what's going on here. You got two women sitting on a patio in patio chairs, and they are, while they're discussing what they're discussing, they are moving their arms about their head in such a way that it would invoke images of 2 women moving their arms about their head sitting on a patio.
It looks like they're trying to swat away very slow flies.
Yes, that's an excellent way of putting it.
Or they're trying to swim.
Or they're trying. Yes, they're swimming through the air as they discuss.
And
whatever they're discussing.
One of these women is kind of, I would put her in her like mid 50s, maybe late 50s. Another one looks like she might be in her late 20s, early 30s.
And reasonably hot.
Yeah. But they are both sitting in chairs, talking calmly, and
swimming through the air.
You know, with their hands.
All right, so here, let's.
And all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are living by the many search for truth rules already given to this search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us, and we invite all souls to look up, to recall that this is simply an echo point.
Hear how she's speaking. It's almost robotic.
It is. It's
like it was like that, almost like that priest that we had for docs.
Robo Priest 5000.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and here I just want to say, because she stopped doing it, but for the longest time, the younger girl was just staring at the camera while she was doing this. And I'm just like, yo, like that is the scary. I don't know why that was so scary to me. Like, stop looking at me.
It's freaking me out.
Yeah.
What's the song? We're gonna the roof.
Put your hands in the air.
Raise them
like just don't
raise
care.
the roof.
Yeah,
raise the roof.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
And when we all have this soul plan, this inconvenient but important soul plan, and if we're thinking about it as inconvenient, then we haven't learned how to think about it properly. It's an important and responsible and honorable soul plan.
That's true.
To create worlds that work in all dimensions. And
now I understand the comments in the comments section of this video, because y'all say it's true.
You have to understand that this girl, like the younger girl, her entire job throughout these series of videos is just to listen to this woman speak and go, "That's true."
So that's all she ever says?
That's true.
So you're familiar with these two?
Oh yeah.
All right, so tell me who they are.
I don't know.
Okay.
Can you tell us what they're doing?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know for a fact that like they have a series of videos. All right.
Apparently over 1,000 of them, if this is episode 1008.
Yes. I mean, they are prolific video creators, and they have a following that is just strange. But I think it has everything to do with the fact that like everyone knows they're insane and nuts.
But why is the title of this neo-Nazi era?
Well, I guess they get into that later, because I mean, we're not going to play all 18 minutes of it.
No. What the hell?
I don't know.
The angelic initiative.
And I'm not, and to be clear, I'm not saying what they're doing is crazy. That's not what it's different.
I am.
Because I don't know what they're doing, first of all. Maybe the Lord's work they're doing, I have no idea.
That's true.
But if they are, whatever it is they're doing, if they're trying to attract a larger audience, or if they're trying to spread the word, it's a strange way to do it, because you'll have a lot of people thinking you're crazy.
Yeah,
when you're doing it this way, a little bit more. But
let's all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions. And what does one do in these dimensions where oppositional defiant disorder has taken hold and societies are adamantly looking in the wrong direction? They have turned their backs on that which is what the situation actually calls for, and we can hear arguing, and it's an arguing tone, and they're saying, "What do you mean by that?" But it's an arguing.
I'm relatively certain the younger one's exercising.
She's getting a good upper arm workout.
Yeah.
It would be some sort of a yoga workout that she's doing, but
there are no slow flies above her head. I can tell you that.
No, there aren't. What this does remind me of, have you heard of the new age
ASMR?
No, it's the new age,
because this is totally looked at by people as ASMR.
Oh yeah,
I know for a fact. Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Yes.
I am a huge fan of ASMR. However, this is weird. I don't know.
Let me just say that reminds me of the new age bullshit generator, and that is, you can find it online. And let me just, I'm going to make a statement here.
Okay.
We can no longer afford to live with greed. Bondage is born in the gap where purpose has been excluded. Where there is yearning, manna cannot thrive. This myth never ends. The quantum cycle is approaching a tipping point. Shakti will become our stepping stone to magical rejuvenation. Soon, There will be an invocation of truth, the likes of which the quantum matrix has never seen. It is a condensing that we are aligned. Imagine a maturing of what could be.
That's true.
That is some BS right there.
Did that not sound kind of like what she was saying?
Wow.
I mean,
there's a generator out there that created that.
I'm just saying and I'm not saying what they're doing is BS. I'm just saying it does sound like the new age.
Yeah, no,
because
everything she says is complete gibberish. She starts like in another video talking about like the microparticles or micro something in another, like
doesn't know
like the
that?
atoms and stuff,
right?
And how they need to align. And at one point in time, the that's true girl tries to add in her own 2 cents,
right?
And she's
Comes
like,
up a penny
and that's
short.
a good thing. And then like the girl's like, no, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. And like,
well. At least she's consistent.
This is the greatest YouTube channel on the planet right now, folks.
And let me just say, that video there has in less than a week over 12,000 views.
See, we're doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong.
They're doing something right, and they have over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So that's. I'll just leave it right there. And Brown Panther, one of you, the Panther in there. You ready for the headlines here? Oh, good.
Brown Panthers.
Guy behind the glass is. Let's do the headlines.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
No, it's not me. It's Brandon.
Oh, it's me this time.
It's all you.
Oh, I'm
Good
doing
luck.
headlines, bitches.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know if I can measure up.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Let's start off.
One of them's fake, right?
One of them is fake. I've got 5 stories here. One of them is not true.
Okay.
Can you guess which one it is?
We'll see.
And we're going to start off to close the orgasm gap.
Okay.
The National Film Board launches a game to teach people about the clitoris.
Huh?
Yeah.
Mythical. Isn't that a mythical beast?
It is. I'm not convinced it exists.
It's in Narnia somewhere.
It's like,
you have to go through a wardrobe.
that's actually how I have sex. I'm just I stand in the doorway and I'm like, for Narnia and for Aslan, and I charge straight into the gap.
Thank you.
To find the clitoris of legend.
Wear a hood.
There's an orgasm gap and needs to be closed, y'all. Pretty well everyone knows what a penis looks like.
Yes.
Whether in the flesh, in the form of sex toys, or from depictions scrawled on the walls of public restrooms. But a woman's clitoris, not so much. Enter the National Film Board of Canada, which on Monday launched an interactive game for mobile devices that takes a playful, informative approach to female sexual satisfaction and the role of the clitoris.
Okay.
Called Clit Me.
Wow.
The 5-minute game was developed in collaboration with 8 students from the Université du Québec.
What do you do with the other 4 minutes? And 30 seconds.
Have a cigarette. Relax. As part of an 8-week internship program at the Dude, Brown Panther, you're in the wrong internship program, bro. At the NFB's digital studio in Montreal, under the direction of the NFB executive producer Hughes Sweeney. Hughes Sweeney. That's appropriate. The interns were asked to come up with an idea for an interactive project. The one that resonated most with the group of 7 females and 1 male. Was looking at women's sexual health, specifically women's sexual satisfaction.
Who says I wasn't on that internship?
Wow.
It goes on. When opened on a mobile device, the game introduces a player to an animated stop-motion video that introduces the anatomy of the clitoris, represented by a somewhat octopus-like avatar, because that's what I want to know. That's what I want to think about when I'm going in. When I'm going in for the kill, if you know what I'm talking about. Just an octopus arms just coming out.
Octopushy.
Octopushy.
I told you today was going to be weird. I warned you.
Oh, man. Represented by a somewhat octopus-like avatar, the group created based on the first 3D model of the female genital organ produced in 2015. Because the first female genital produced was in 2015, and it was a squid. I don't know if you guys knew that. Fun fact.
See?
We learned a lot of stuff because the clitoris doesn't actually look like what we think it looks like, said Fraser, noting the player begins by customizing their avatar because every clitoris is unique. Some only have 6 arms.
It looks like Kevin down the street.
That would also be disconcerting. You take a girl home, you get her in bed, you slip them off, and you look between there, and it's like, hi, it's me!
Hey, I'm Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin! Get in here, big boy!
Come on down.
Did you find it?
It's Matlock's voice is what it screams at you with.
That would be terrifying. That would be terrifying.
Here's the next headline. Mel B of the Spice Girls says she had her vagina scraped to remove traces of her ex. She just Control-Alt-deleted her vagina.
Would she like
gave it a good shave.
Hang off the back of a motorcycle. This is gonna hurt a little bit.
She's got a little burn. A little road burn in the vag area.
Wow.
Spice Girl Mel B recently revealed that she had the inside of her vagina scraped to get rid of all traces of her ex-husband, Stephen Belafonte. If that term makes you clench your legs, you're not alone. Now OB-GYNs everywhere are taking to the internet to tell women to never, ever have their vagina scraped. Seriously, never. Why is this needed?
It's like when they told them not to put parsley in it.
Exactly.
Or whatever it was that they were putting in to freshen the
parsley
breath.
To freshen it.
Yeah, it was some big thing that the women were putting parsley in, and
that sounds like a Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow kind of thing going on here.
Damn, I'm glad I'm a dude.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just so happy about that.
But hang on, don't get too,
right.
because, at some point in time, there will be some guys like, hey, you know what you should really do? This is for dick health. Chop up some garlic, and then just
ram it in.
Put it in there.
No.
Healthy.
No.
You're gonna make a salsa inside, or what?
Do you want some salsa with your chips?
Honey, tonight I want to make love to you, and then afterwards we can have some chips and salsa.
I have a new recipe.
I got a new recipe. It's a little salty. Here's the next one. New parents disgusted to learn they had the type of baby that takes shits.
Wait, what?
Yes. New parents disgusted to learn they had type of baby that shits.
Wait a minute.
A couple in Sherman Oaks, California, is terrified that their greatest fear has become a disgusting reality. New parents Melanie and Abe Bloom confirmed Monday that their newborn son Levi is, in fact, the type of baby who shits. We had hoped that Levi would have a recessive shitting gene. And when that turned out to not be the case, we thought perhaps his incessant shitting was a birth trauma thing that would subside after the first 3 weeks, but no matter what we do, he simply won't stop. It's horrible.
That is a nightmare right there.
That doesn't surprise, because nowadays you have, like, I don't know, I want to say that millennials, I don't want to say that we're retarded, but there are millennials out there who have this idea of reality that is just not.
Right, they did. Yes, the babies. Most of the time, babies smell.
They smell
clean,
bad.
And they smell
bad.
You smell a baby, like the top of a baby's head. It smells like a baby.
Okay.
Oh, he smells like a baby. Exactly. Oh, baby made a poopy. Yep. Here you go, Dad.
Exactly.
And you hand it back,
and you got to clean it up.
Right.
I don't understand. So stupid.
Yes.
Yes. Here's the next one. Ridiculous micro handbags that can fit only a few mints becomes a fashion sensation.
Like a small purse.
Yes, it was the biggest, smallest thing to come out of Paris Fashion Week since its debut on the catwalk last week. The Jacquemus Mini Le Chiquito bag.
Oh, it's a French bag.
Oh, it's a bag.
Oh,
has become a fashion. Have had the fashion world in a spin, and the rest of the planet scratching its head, measuring a minuscule 5.2 centimeters or 2 inches long.
Thank you.
The bag is smaller than a credit card and can fit in the palm of the wearer's hand. The diminutive accessory is a mini version of the already small Le Chiquito bag, which was launched last year and is 12 centimeters, 4 inches by 6 centimeters, or 2.5 inches.
Makes it up in girth.
It's not what you can carry. It's how you use it, guys. Come on. Le Chiquito retails around $500.
Wow.
For that little thing.
Made by Coach, obviously.
Yes, and had sold out at a range of online suppliers, including Moda Operandi, Farfetch, and Saks Fifth Avenue. A price has not yet been set for the Mini Chiquito.
But it'll be expensive.
The company said, and there has been speculation online about what exactly they would be able to carry, with people on Twitter joking that might be able to hold 1 mint, a USB stick, and the dignity of the bag. I don't think there's enough room for that. I don't know if there's enough. Here's the next one. Throwing cheese at babies is the new viral internet challenge.
Wow. Okay.
A bizarre social media trend swept the world over the weekend, throwing slices of American cheese at babies' faces and posting their reactions. The prank, which is accompanied by the hashtag cheesed, was started by Uncle Hexamals on Twitter, where he cheesed a baby in a since deleted tweet. Some have cheesed their moms, dads, girlfriends, and dogs instead, with the dogs definitely more receptive to having a piece of cheese thrown in their faces.
Wow.
In the case of the babies, some smile through the cheddar, some try to eat it, and others look visibly confused. Certain cheesed videos have garnered hundreds of thousands of views on Twitter and Instagram. That's true.
Okay.
Children's Rights Executive Director Sandy Santana continued cautioned parents about the challenge, but said it didn't amount to abuse. Which one is fake?
All right. So that's okay. Give us a quick recap of the.
We've got Mel B having her vag scraped.
Right.
All right. The closing of the orgasm gap via a game.
Right.
Millennial parents being unhappy that their baby, surprised even, that their baby takes shits.
Uh-huh.
All right. The ridiculous micro handbag.
Gotcha.
And throwing cheese at babies' heads.
All right,
being a new internet trend. Which one?
All right. You know which one yet there, Brown Panther?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, hang on. So I can tell you about APR Coffee, the sponsor of headlines this morning. APR Coffee, the makers of such classic flavors as Doc Thompson's Bacon Blast, which, by the way, I do believe we have the... well, I know, I can tell you for a fact, we have the last package in this building.
The last.
Right here. And bidding is up to $150 now?
Yes, sir.
$150. We're going to continue the taking the bids. You can either call in, you can...
Do I hear 175? Give me 175 for the Bacon Blast.
I guess the best way to do is call in, because otherwise...
Yeah, call in.
Yeah, and by the way, our phone number is the old one for today. We like to keep you guessing. 202-866-7466, or as Stinky figured out one day, it is 20 Bum Orion. It spells 20 Bum Orion, but don't get used to it, because tomorrow we'll go back to the new system, which just happens to just have a fever today. So call us if you'd like to up the bid on Doc Thompson's Bacon Blast, and
the bid is 170. Your bid would be 175.
Yeah, 175. Might as well. Yeah, let's. No, we don't want to do the $1 increment, so we'll do 25. So 175 is next bid. So call us and let us know. It's APR Coffee, the best coffee in this universe and in this dimension, as well as any parallel dimensions. All rights reserved. Copyright. Don't mess with them. And there you have it. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. All right. So, all right, Brown Panther, what are you thinking that it's... which story?
I'm gonna go with Shitting Baby.
That's the one I think too. I'm thinking Shitting Baby.
Shitting Baby?
Shitting Baby. It's
You are correct!
Aha!
All right.
That gives me hope that people aren't quite as stupid as I thought they were.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure at some point in time someone was like, does this baby ever stop shitting?
That's what every parent thinks. That's the issue.
No, the baby will continue shitting.
Very nice.
Yes.
You had me there.
Yes. Mel B really did have her vag scraped.
That's the scary part, is all the rest are true.
Yes. The octopus orgasm. By the way, if you wanted to see the octopus clitoris, here's...
Wow! What the hell is that?
Yep. For those of you who can't, I don't know if there's a camera. There it is.
It looks like an upsound... It looks like a glove or a...
Yeah. Yeah.
Or SpongeBob SquarePants with measles.
Stop it, Patrick! You're scaring it!
It's SpongeBob SquarePants with measles. No wonder I couldn't find the damn thing. I was looking.
I would be horrified if I was a kid and I learned about it.
I know.
They'd be like, "Oh, it's going to reach out and grab you."
Which, speaking of kids and all that, I watched the first part of Leaving Neverland last night.
Oh, you did? What do you think?
We'll get to that.
We'll talk about it later.
In a second. I'm behind on my sponsors, and God knows we do need the sponsors. So I'm going to tell you today about, and this is a good one. I mean, they're all good sponsors, but this is food. This is MoJo Wild Rice, and it is spring and cabin fever. That's the thing about this time of year is everybody does get cabin fever. They've got it up in Minnesota. Nostalgia, Wild Rice. But remember, you don't have to spell that. You just spell MoJo Wild Rice. Yep. Jay and Lori, they need something to keep them from going crazy. They're stuck there in the North Woods, and so they've decided they're giving 10% off the entire website until spring arrives. So all you have to do is use the promo code. Guess what the promo code is?
Is it oleolithium?
Yes, and all you have to do is be able to spell that. And no, it's the
simple.
The promo code is Spring10.
Spring10.
I don't know why it's not MoJo, but it's Spring10.
Spring10.
I tried to
10
simplify
as like
things,
spelled out, or just 10 like the number?
Just the number. It's Spring10, so Spring10 at MoJoWildRice.com. You can try all of their wild rice products, the pepper jams, the beer jellies.
I like that.
If you like a little whipped honey.
I do like a little honey.
You noticed me putting the maple sugar in my coffee?
I did, and it smelled.
I know.
Amazing.
That's one of the things I'm doing with a healthy lifestyle challenge, trying to eat less sugar. So, what you just put maple sugar in your... It's not the same as processed sugar, and it's not the same as artificial sweeteners. So there.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Stupid.
God.
Idiot.
Don't act as dumb as you look. The maple sugar is have you tasted the maple sugar?
I haven't.
Eat some of that. Eat some of that. It's good stuff. So MoJoWildRice.com. Use the promo code Spring10 and you'll get 10% off everything on the website. That is until spring arrives. It's good. Woo! I told you it's like maple syrup, but it's sugar. It's really, really good.
That's solid.
Right. Now we'll talk about autosexuality next. It's your daily MoJo. It's weird today. I told you.
A free exchange of ideas. MoJo 50.
Representative Rashida Tlaib of Michigan made a negative impression as a congresswoman after the election when she made a profane call to impeach President Trump, and her connections to radical anti-Israel activists surfaced. More recently, Tlaib insulted a strong, accomplished, and intelligent black woman, Lynn Patton, a longtime friend of the Trump family, by calling her a, quote, racist prop after she was invited to the hearing of President Trump's former attorney and convicted felon Michael Cohen. Now Tlaib may be in more hot water, this time not for what she said, but for what she is alleged to have done. Tlaib's latest filings with the Federal Election Commission reportedly show that Tlaib's campaign may have violated campaign finance rules when they made salary payments to Tlaib after Election Day last year. Reportedly, Tlaib was paid $2,000 on November 16 and a huge payment of $15,500 on December 1 after the election, in an apparent violation of FEC statutes. FEC rules state that when a candidate is no longer a candidate, then, quote, no salary payments may be made beyond the date he or she is no longer a candidate. However, an FEC spokesperson said that candidates are allowed to make payments to themselves after an election for activities that occurred during the election period. An election law and government ethics lawyer said Tlaib may have deflated her monthly payments during the campaign for political purposes, while knowing she'd pay herself a huge lump sum payment after the election. You mean she may have tried to fool the American public? Say it isn't so. And that's today's Reality Check with Susan Knowles.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's D-I-A Thrive.com.
The Daily MoJo.
All right, let's see here. What are the tweets coming in as blah, 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 blah. Oh, the Steve 42 Monty Python and the search for the holy clitoris. Or is it clitoris?
It is whatever you say it is, Brad. The clitoris is many things to many people.
She's always wearing a hoodie.
It is more of a legend spoken in hushed whispers.
It is a myth.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you. You remember the Muppet movie?
Yes.
Every time, it's just the frogs will give you warts. That's just a myth. Yeah. Madeline Kahn would come out around the corner. Yeah. And the pickled squirrel says, so glad the children are in school right now.
Yeah.
Never said this was a family-friendly program.
I did, and I was lying to you.
Yours may be. The Daily Mojo has never been what I would consider a family-friendly program, and that was a Doc's insistence.
The Morse code that has dirty words on the Morse code. And sometimes we say dirty words,
and it's not. Well, I'm not going to say we try to be. We don't try. It's just listen at your own risk. It's. Damn it! It is what it is.
Mojo Jedi says so. Mojo 50 has descended to the bottom of the barrel this morning.
What bottom of the barrel?
What?
Who? What? What did we do?
Where do you think that we live?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and you're listening, so what does that say about you?
Exactly. Enjoy the dregs.
That's right. Zippy the Jackholt Monkey says, I prefer to herb crust my nuts rather than jam salsa in my tube steak.
People are so weird.
Y'all are horrible.
All right, so we've heard of all of the genders, the 181, the cisgender and two-spirit
by the day.
Just you can bisexual, you can, whatever. You can be
trisexual,
gender fluid.
I can be gender fluid. I could be a ghost hovering in the air that needs to be swatted away very slowly.
You could be anything.
You don't know.
That's true. And here's the weird thing about it. There's something called autosexuality. It's
people attracted to cars,
which is what you think. And actually, there are people attracted to like the exhaust pipe of a car. Have you ever seen those videos?
So they look at Transformers like it's porn.
Pretty much. And I mean, there's videos that the people. Just imagine a guy in a tailpipe of a car. I don't get it. I do not understand that.
That's a dirty place.
I mean, at least they're not into feet. That's all I can say. But here's
there are tears.
Autosex
of weirdness that we tolerate.
There's always regret. Sex is. I agree with Dexter. Sex just seems so undignified. And it really is.
It kind of is.
So autosexuality is it's seldom spoken of. It is the idea of being sexually attracted to yourself.
Of course.
It can also come with being auto-romantic, experiencing the relationship with yourself as romantic. It can mean being turned on by your own look and nudity. It can mean getting butterflies when you think about yourself, being excited to spend time alone, and masturbating to the idea of yourself. It's all the feelings we get for a potential new suitor. That is autosexuality. Gia Gia, we'll just call her Gia, is autosexual. She's autoromantic. She's also engaged to get married to herself. And she didn't just, this wasn't willy-nilly. She's been engaged to herself ever since she proposed back in March of 2017. She became aware of her sexuality at the age of 7. She didn't explore her feelings until she was in college. She has unlearned her preconceived notions about relationships and the idea that you have to be with another person for it to be valid. She wants to normalize autosexuality. She says, my definition of autosexuality is being attracted to yourself. I've been attracted to me for as long as I've been cognizant of attraction. My earliest memories of checking myself out in the mirror and feeling attraction happened at around age 7. I didn't learn the term autosexual until after I graduated in 2013. She says, my attraction to myself made me confused at times.
Me too.
But once I learned, and I'm sorry, you know what? I say it all the time. This is a no judgment zone, and this is more of a nervous laugh. This is like laughing at a funeral. This is the same thing. What I did. I laughed at Doc's funeral. So this is the same. This is just my uncomfortability because of the unknown, the unfamiliarity. I'm not laughing at Gia. I'm laughing in the same room.
As Gia.
As Gia.
She just happens to be nearby.
She just, yes, in a metaphorical sense. I was glad there was a word for my experience. I've recognized myself as being in a relationship with myself since I was in college. I just didn't have the vocabulary to express my experiences. Before that, I still had sexual and romantic feelings about myself, but always assumed a relationship had to be with another person in order to be valid. I now realize that my relationship with myself is as valid as any other relationship. I'm trying to put a little feeling into it.
I
so
have
it's not so. Yes, you in the back there. Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you?
Yes.
Like, whenever you get naked.
Yes.
Like you're taking a shower or something like that.
Right.
Do you just get like like necessarily horny?
If you find yourself hot, yes. I mean,
because that would get annoying after a while.
It would. It would. You would.
Like, do you just like do you lay in bed at night like and like you just start feeling yourself up and then
Yes.
like you're like, no, stop, I have a headache.
Right. And those are the things that they don't think about when they are discovering that they're autosexual. I mean, you get into some pretty severe arguments with yourself. I mean, it leads to a lot of fights.
Like,
with
what
yourself.
happens if you don't put the toilet seat down? Do you get mad at yourself?
Well, now it's not saying that you think that. I mean, as a woman and she's attracted to herself, I guess that would make her a lesbian.
Who makes the sandwiches then?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Which one of them does? Me or myself?
Because that would be sexist of you yourself to demand that you yourself make yourself a sandwich.
Oh,
Because I will make myself a sandwich. But
I mean, I'll make myself a sandwich, but that's because I'm very kind to myself. You know.
Yeah. The sandwich maker in this situation, and maybe that's one of those things when she proposed to herself that they had to agree on.
She proposed to herself.
Yes.
I mean, did she describe how that played out? I need to know.
Let's see here. It does not. Wow. There's some interesting illustrations in this. It does not say. Yeah, there's just a weird kind of a.
Yep. That's very interesting.
It's very odd. It doesn't say. She says, the relationship I have with myself is special.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes get butterflies in my stomach when I think of myself. What? What?
It's just gas.
What? It's gas. I know I can always turn to myself if I'm having a problem.
Oh, that's nice.
That is nice. You know what? You know how many people in this world feel alone, like they have nowhere to turn? Gia always has a place to turn. She turns inward.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I can respect that.
She says, I love myself for my uniqueness, my creativity, and my beauty. This is the first time I've ever been engaged to anyone. I'm glad it's with myself. I try to be a good lover unto myself. Now, see, that's where now we're getting into the moral territory.
Oh, I found her Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, love yourself for that.
Has she had sex with herself prior to?
She says, I love admiring myself naked in the mirror before showering. It's a little self-love ritual I do for myself. I'm genuinely attracted to what I see. Have you seen? Is there pictures of Gia in your article there? Because I have pictures of Gia in mine.
No, and I apologize, Jack Hole Nation. I have no. Holy crap! Well, that answers the question. The question that must always be asked, is she hot?
Is she hot? The answer to this question is
she finds herself hot.
Attractive, and that's all that matters.
Which is probably, let's just say, it's a good thing she finds herself attractive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good because somebody has to.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be me.
No.
Wouldn't. Brown Panther, did you see the picture of her?
Yeah, it's a good thing she loves herself.
Yes, it is.
Self-love is important, I feel like, and in her case, I feel like it is very important, and that is I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for finding herself attractive because obviously she thinks that she has a great personality.
Yes.
And
fabulous dancer.
Lovely singing voice.
Absolutely, and great conversationalist.
And I think that it's that she's not. She goes beyond skin deep, and I can appreciate that.
She has she's written about her experiences of being an autosexual.
Oh, I need to read these.
She wants there's a link down there toward the bottom. She wants more people to explore their relationships with themselves. I want other autosexuals to know that it's okay to be attracted to yourself. Other people aren't attracted to themselves like we are to ourselves, but that doesn't mean our desires are wrong. Don't be afraid to explore that attraction toward yourself. And again, you brought up a good point. If she, let's say, wakes up one day and is in an amorous mood and is ready to find Kevin down the street, let's say.
Yeah.
But herself is not in the mood, I would say that would lead to an uncomfortable situation.
She's definitely going to be in some situations where she is trying to relax. You know, maybe she's trying to just she's trying to relax after a long day, and her hand starts wandering in different places. And all she really wants to do is sit and watch the Gilmore Girls or something and eat like some Yoplait.
Yes.
All right. And it gets a little annoying and she's like, all you think about is sex.
Right.
And then she's like, that's not true. I love you, baby.
Right.
Can
you not ever just enjoy my company?
Exactly.
I'm
Like, how come you never respect me for my mind? And and you know, this kicks off an entire problem. Things go downhill, and next thing you know, she's divorcing herself.
Right.
Because she doesn't feel like she's fulfilled.
This can lead to a lot of problems, and I would think eventually you're going to end up in probably what would be considered the most expensive therapy session ever to come down the pike.
Can you imagine divorce court in that situation?
Oh, I'd pay good money to be in the courtroom at that. Yeah, that would be that would be amazing.
Exactly.
I think probably. I think one of us right now should probably go to school and get a degree in psychology and open up just so that when she gets ready to divorce herself, we could be her doctor and therefore become stinking filthy rich.
I think,
because she's going to need years.
Oh, absolutely.
Of daily therapy.
I will actually, I will be there to talk to people about their autosexual relationships and help walk them through either healing themselves or divorce, whatever you guys want to do. I'm here to talk. Apparently she has like a following, like a little autosexual following of other autosexuals.
I'll bet there. Yeah, I'll bet there. And in all seriousness, as Doc would always say, how awful would it be to be attracted to yourself?
That would be very annoying.
It would be annoying as hell. That would be
very annoying. It would be a constant struggle.
Yes.
Again, like you couldn't go to the restroom. You couldn't take a shower. You couldn't get changed.
Nope.
You're just sitting there like, hey, look at this.
I mean, you end up having to cover the mirrors. I mean, it would be horrible to wake up every day just being attracted to yourself because you can never get away from this person that's stalking you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there at every second. You're awake. They are. And even when you're asleep, you know they're right there.
Yeah, it is. It has to be one of the most annoying things I can possibly think of. I'm glad I don't find me too attractive.
No kidding. And neither do the rest of us.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. It is. When you lay your head down in your pillow tonight, just be thankful that you are not Gia. It does make me wonder, though, if Gia...
Unless you're super lonely in that case.
And you're hot.
I am very confused about some of the stuff like that her fans are into. Apparently they're into like very girly men and very like muscular women. Like this is a theme I continue to see throughout.
That is just freakish.
So what I'm looking at right now is a very muscular girl. Insanely muscular, like holy crap, how did you get that way?
Like Superman on steroids.
Essentially, like there are muscles on the muscles. And then she is looking longingly at a boy who looks like he is...
But describe the head on Superman.
Oh, the Supergirl here? It is like, this is a 12-year-old's head.
Yes, on Superman on steroids' his body.
Yeah, a 12-year-old girl's head. And apparently that's hot to them. That's something that I continue to see throughout. Like it's like a weird. Look at this. Look at it once again.
Whoa!
I do not understand what's happening here. Into like super muscular girls, super muscular.
They're obviously on some sort of steroid.
I want them to carry me, just like just carry me everywhere.
Another piece of the Brown Panther puzzle just fell into place.
See, like a big clitoral orb energy. As I don't understand.
Wow. Is that a dude on the left?
Yes.
Or is that a chick?
That's a dude on the left,
Okay.
and I'm guessing the same dude on the right,
But-
only now he's looking like he's a girl with an orb, and I do not understand what's happening in this. I'm confused.
Is he doing the Prince Albert thing?
Is he?
That's
Where
you
yeah.
tuck.
No, he's
You
just
don't
got
tuck
an
and roll,
orb.
you just
He's just got an
tuck.
orb
Okay.
situated in the correct spots.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is That's the kind of stuff that today did get weird, man.
I told you when you walked in the door it was going to be weird.
Yep.
I wonder, however, I do think this is an appropriate time to tell you about lovemytummy.com.
Yeah, you
I
should.
think
That's a great time to break that out.
I think so. Gia is one of those people, and being the autosexual she is, I would imagine that she does look down and say, I love my tummy.
Yeah, I mean, when...
Wow, that's...
I don't understand this planet!
If you go to lovemytummy.com, you will you'll find out that, in fact, being bloated after a meal and being uncomfortable is not common. It is not the way you have to live. There is actually there's some relief for you, and it's called Atrantil. And what Atrantil does is, and when I tell you this makes so much sense in a world that is so mixed up. When you think about the number of bacteria in your gut, did you know there are more bacteria in your gut than there are people on the planet?
Really?
Think about that. So,
wow.
Technically, there's an entire universe or an entire planet full of things in your gut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty heady right there.
That is, yeah.
So what this does, what Atrantil, if you go to Love My Tummy, you'll find this out, is it attacks the bad bacteria in your gut. And the takeaway from all this is that bad bacteria could be making you have mood swings. It could be making your weight go up and down like a yo-yo. It could be causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
That you might be going, why do I feel this way? And you go to a psychologist, whatever. I mean, Gia could actually, if she started taking Atrantil, she might find herself less and less attractive.
Oh.
Think about that. I mean, this could be, it could be affecting her brain. I mean,
it couldn't Gia's case though. We gotta maybe face the fact that if she doesn't find herself attractive and she gets healed, she might.
She should probably not go to lovemytummy.com because in Gia's world right now, I think everything's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think she's good with everything.
Yep.
And if we mess up that ecosystem in her, that's probably not going to end well. For the rest of humanity, however, lovemytummy.com is the place that you can go to find out that feeling bloated and feeling, even if it's like IBS or whatever, that is not normal, and you can, in fact, get relief. lovemytummy.com/mojo. lovemytummy.com/mojo is where you want to go, and there's a actually the coupon code. If you use Mojo, you get some money off. Atrantil, lovemytummy.com/mojo. A little story, if I may,
please.
It was
we need a little mind bleach.
Yeah, well, yes, we do. It was on this day in 1815 that Franz died. Franz was born in 1734. Franz studied religion. He studied philosophy. He studied law and medicine in Vienna, Austria. But he initially failed to excel at any of these fields. In the 1770s, he became fascinated with Father Glasner. Father Glasner was a Swiss Roman Catholic priest who was well known as a documented faith healer at the time.
Well, who wouldn't be fascinated?
Right?
Yeah.
After observing Father Glasner's seemingly miraculous healings, Franz concluded that the cures were achieved by what he called animal magnetism. Now, he believed that invisible magnetic fields existed in living beings, and that if this invisible magnetic flow was upset, sickness would occur. So he decided that Glasner was correcting obstructed magnetic flows by achieving what's called a rapport. That's French.
A rapport.
Rapport. That's French for harmony or connection with his patients. So in 1772, Franz began to develop various therapeutic treatments for curing what he perceived to be animal magnetism obstructions, which included the use of ethereal music as a therapeutic device and intimate group healing sessions. Despite obvious errors in Franz's scientific theories, his process of healing produced hypnotic states in his patients that had an extraordinary influence on their physical illnesses.
That's true.
His popularity grew. But the Viennese, and by the way, this is all true, his popularity grew, but the Viennese Medical Council declared him a fraud, and in 1778, he had to leave Vienna for the more liberal environment of Paris. In that city, Franz treated peasants along with wealthy aristocrats and won a handful of disciples in the scientific community. And in 1784, King Louis XVI, he appointed a committee of physicians and scientists to investigate Franz's work. Among the commission's members were the American statesman and inventor himself, Benjamin Franklin.
Oh.
The French chemist Antoine Laurent Lavoisier was also on this panel to investigate.
A great name.
Isn't it, though? Antoine Laurent Lavoisier. Very French. This commission reported that Franz was unable to support his scientific claims, and his practice subsequently declined. In 1778, he left Paris. He retired to obscurity in his native Swabia.
Swabia.
That's
a real place.
It's a real place. It's now Germany.
Swabia is
Germany. Despite the eccentricities of his techniques, Franz is actually seen as a major innovator of hypnotic therapy and was also one of the first Western physicians to safely treat psychosomatic illness and nervous disorders. Franz, however, died in obscurity in Meersburg, Swabia, as I said, it's Germany, on this day in 1815. By the way, his full name, Franz Anton Mesmer.
Mesmer.
You know his technique today as being mesmerized.
Oh, that's where that comes from.
From Franz
mesmerizing.
Anton Mesmer.
Oh.
I told you it was a true story. And I told you today would be weird.
That's really cool.
See,
you
learned something.
I learn something new every day around you, Brad.
Who said that this wasn't an informative and educational experience every morning?
All of our fans. But that's not the point, Brad.
What the hell do they know?
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't know anything.
No, they obviously don't. They listen to this.
Yeah, exactly.
So earlier I was saying that I figured out finally why HBO wasn't working, and I figured it out. Thank you for helping me figure it out, Maria. Leaving Neverland is it's a 4-hour documentary on Michael Jackson and
his two victims.
Yeah.
One of whose name is Safe Chuck.
Yeah. And these two guys.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Strange name. But so it's the story of these two guys who say that they were molested by Michael Jackson back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Because he's been dead for 10 years now.
Uh-huh.
And it was, because it was in the 90s that these, they said that as young kids, I guess they were both 9, 10, 11 at the time. And somehow.
I think one was 7. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he was.
Yeah, because the Safe Chuck guy was 10, and then he had the 7-year-old kid from Australia.
Yeah. And
who ended up being the guy, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. The 7-year-old kid grows up to be a famous choreographer, dance choreographer, and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, actually, he is responsible.
His last name is Moonwalk?
He's actually, here's the funny part, and he actually is the guy who taught, or like he would choreograph all sorts of pop stars' music videos, from Britney Spears to NSYNC to Backstreet Boys. And this Australian guy is he's the guy who boinked.
That's right. Yes.
Britney Spears while she was dating Justin Timberlake.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. You told me that. Now, so, and ironically, the fact that it was his dancing that attracted Michael Jackson to him, because he'd seen a video of the kid dancing, right?
Right.
Doing the moonwalk.
Right. He was so impressed with him during like this little kid's, because he was 5 at the time.
Right.
And this kid, you saw Michael Jackson in Thriller. And so naturally that caused him to just be like, oh, I'm going to learn to dance like him. So he started dancing like him as a little kid. And that set him on a path to meeting Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson would come over to these these two houses, the houses of the parents' houses.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Like a kid.
Yeah. And these two guys swear up and down that that there was sexual abuse involved.
Mm-hmm. After years of saying that there was none.
Right.
By the way, they swore for years that they never got touched by Michael Jackson.
And Macaulay Culkin has sworn for years that that he was just friends with Michael Jackson, that nothing ever happened. And the kid who was like third in line after these two that talked about it. What was that kid's name?
I don't know, because we didn't make it there.
Oh, you didn't get that far?
No. At one point in time, my fiance and I were sitting there watching this thing, and my fiance turns to me and she goes, "I can't watch any more of this." Like, it disturbed her so bad that she had to walk away.
Really?
Well, because like it is.
I mean, if it's true, it is beyond weird. It's I can't imagine what these. I can't even begin to wrap my head around.
Yeah, because I mean, because you have to understand, folks, during this whole entire thing, like, they're not just saying like, "Oh yeah, he sexually molested me in rooms." No, they are going into graphic detail.
Yes, they are, and it's some weird graphic detail too.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. But I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't
seem right.
It doesn't seem right. I mean, from the surface, of course, the whole thing doesn't seem right.
Right.
But you've got the impression that of this 35 at the time year old guy hanging around and holding hands with these 9 and 10-year-old kids.
Yeah.
On the one side, as I told you yesterday, I used to work with a woman who knew him personally, and she used to tell me all the time he's just a big kid, and he never had a childhood, and he did. If you read his background, he
never did. Yeah,
he didn't have a childhood. He was forced on the road by his parents. And
beat if he did it wrong, No, I mean, he had a messed up childhood.
He was in the same room when his brothers had girls over, and so he witnessed a lot of the goings on of teenagers in the same room that he was sleeping in.
Yeah, and I don't know. I could understand why he would develop a very messed up kind of outlook on life. That I think is 100% true. But I will say this: whenever you are confronted with that kind of trauma as a kid, it manifests in really weird ways.
Yeah.
Very weird ways. Michael Jackson, he clearly had almost like a fear of, I shouldn't say almost, a very deathly fear of women. He did not like them.
What you said? So do I.
Well, yeah.
So do you, and I believe Brown Panther, are you terrified of women?
I'm not scared of any girl.
Wow.
Oh.
I know how you're going to die.
Never mind.
I know how you're going to die.
Never mind. You're about to get it.
Well,
we figured that one out.
I know how that story ends now.
But there's no super hot model that can come in here and terrify me.
That's right. No matter what you do, you can come in there and kiss him on his face.
Right.
Yeah, I won't be terrified.
Show your nakedness to him.
Yeah, you can flash your breasts.
Just put all that stuff up in his face. That's not going to...
Yeah.
He's not
Make
a
him
chicken.
slap your butt. He's not afraid of you.
No. Yeah,
you're...
Matter of fact, he dares you to come in
Yeah,
here.
you won't do it. You ain't hard, son.
You want to be terrified. I had ended on a strange note, didn't it?
Where did that go?
I don't know.
Where am I?
I'm not really sure, but this is your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The death toll remains at least 23 in the small town of Beauregard, Alabama, devastated by tornadoes last weekend. Dozens of people are unaccounted for as search crews continue the task of sifting through mountains of wreckage.
Some homes were just obliterated. Dax Leandro is going through debris, hoping to find belongings for friends.
They're alive. A lot of people didn't make it out, so it's devastating in this area. It's just heartbreaking.
Governor Kay Ivey says this is a sad time in Alabama, but the people here are strong.
Y'all, we will overcome this loss. We've done it before. We'll do it again, and we'll do it together.
Crews searching door to door are using dogs as well as drones that can detect heat from a body. I'm Ed Donahue.
The White House says congressional Democrats are on a fishing expedition by investigating President Trump for possible obstruction of justice, corruption, and abuse of power.
According to Press Secretary Sarah Sanders, Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee have opened an investigation because they are terrified that their 2-year false narrative of Russia collusion is crumbling. In a written statement, she accuses Democrats of playing pathetic political games and says Democrats are not after the truth, they are after the president.
That's White House correspondent Greg Clugston. And here's one Democrat who apparently will not be seeking the presidency in 2020.
I'm not running, but I'm going to keep working and speaking and standing up for what I believe.
Hillary Clinton talking with News 12 Westchester. For the second time, a man who underwent a stem cell transplant is apparently HIV-free. Doctors say the British man has been off HIV drugs for about 18 months now, with not a trace of the virus. On Wall Street this hour, stock futures are higher. Right now, Dow futures up about 17 points, as S&P futures 3.5 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
You get great service and you do some good in the world with Patriot Mobile. Sign up for a Patriot Mobile account today. Start saving money, get great coverage, and do a little bit of good because they support companies, organizations, and candidates that you like. It's patriotmobile.com/doc. patriotmobile.com/doc.
Ladies, some of you sickos willingly accept that with the big doe eyes that you don't even need from a Snapchat filter and just look up at R. Kelly and say, give me your best.
Lorenzo Vizzo.
United 7.
MoJo 50.
Wow. Hey, guys, Ron Phillips from the Conservative Cartel. I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our MoJo 50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Rid-U-Zone, that's R-I-D-U Zone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Rid-U-Zone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's M-A-T-T. Again, that's riduzone.com. R-I-D-U-Z-O-N-E.com. Rid-U-Zone.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
I don't know if it's something in the air, the water, maybe the coffee this morning. I knew it was going to be weird from the get-go, but we've been talking about some weird stuff. And then, of course, Brown Panther walks in here and says, you know, Vans shoes, when you throw them, they always roll face up.
Yeah.
And then what the hell are the jackholes drinking or eating this morning? It's pissing them off so much.
Apparently, some of them don't like it when we talk about religious theories and stuff like that. They get a little...
Oh, because politics is so much more fun.
They get a little nasty about it.
Well, okay, again, this goes back to you never discuss religion and politics and mixed company.
Yeah.
Guess what we've been doing now for about 30 years?
What do you think this show's about, homeboy? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Everyone's got various theories about what happens, and it's okay to express them. Brown Panther thinks that whenever you die, you go to the realm of your ancestors, okay? And they're all sitting in trees represented by brown cats. Is that not true? Yes.
Yeah. Usually, are you reincarnated as a...
Yeah. What a guy behind the glass just said?
He said that's Wakanda.
Rondolph believes that you go to a magical land where there is one ring to rule them all. And
the Wakanda movie was actually really good, but that's what that was.
Yes.
You have to drink the liquid.
Yeah, the purple drink.
That's right.
Which, by the way, That's to me. Did anyone else catch that? Because I was sitting there watching it, and they're like, in order to become super strong, you have to drink the purple juice. And I'm like, yo, come on.
Wait a minute. What's the
purple? And then you must eat the fried chicken. Really, guys?
The purple fried
you must consume the purple drink. The purple drink of power. I want to, before I hear like that's racist. No, I didn't come up with that. They did that. Black Panther. The creators did that.
Did they talk about watermelon too? Good grief! Wow.
That's how you become the Black Panther.
Wow. Jason Colton has denied that it was murder, but he has pled guilty, or is it pleaded guilty, to manslaughter in the case of Ramiz Janouzi back in October 2017. A court heard the two housemates held a 36-year-old man down while Colton beat and strangled him for not paying for an Airbnb.
Wow.
Yes. He is apparently the Airbnb host admitted to killing the guest at his home in Melbourne, Australia. Excuse me, Melbourne, Australia.
Australia.
Colton says he only wanted to see Mr. Janouzi pass out, not kill or seriously injure him. That'd be a fail.
Yeah, I think maybe you went a little far.
Yeah, I think that maybe when you see them start to turn blue or their eyes bulge out of their head, release the pressure.
Yeah, give him a breath. Give him a breath at that point.
Australian Daily The Age reported at the time Mr. Janouzi was a bricklayer who had rented a room in the Brighton East because he wanted a cheap and stable place to stay while he dealt with some personal issues. He dealt with some personal issues, all right. He doesn't have to worry about those anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
He first rented the room from the three men, Colton, landlord Craig Levy, and flatmate Ryan Smart for 3 nights, but then asked to extend his stay for a week for 210 whatever Australian money is. Then when checkout day arrived, he had less. He had less than the aforementioned 210 in his account, and therefore was unable to pay. At which point they killed him.
Yeah, because why not? Who hasn't been in that situation where you're like, oh, I'm running a business here,
right?
You know, I need the money for the services I just provided.
You come in,
and upon not getting the money,
you order a pizza.
Yeah,
you get yourself a hot and ready, and then you don't pay for it, or you say, I don't have the $10. You know, I've only got $1. What do you expect is going to happen? There's the spork.
Oh my God! It's right on the TV.
I told you. That's what started this whole damn day off. Is this spoon and
fork? Fork with a PH,
right?
By the way.
That attaches to your
like phone fork
iPhone at the bottom in the little port, so that you can eat while you're texting and catching up on your email.
I love how happy this guy is while he's eating from his spoon. That's true happiness right there.
And all I'm saying is
that could have been us, but you play in America.
There was something in this video. There's some subliminal message that makes people go crazy, because I think that's what started it all off today.
Yeah, you think?
That's what I was watching before you walked in, and I said it was going to be a weird day.
Yeah, it was the herald. It was the herald of weirdness.
Yeah.
Or is it brilliance? We don't know. Look, right there, right next to her is like an entire cup filled with silverware.
See?
And she was choosing the spoon. See?
Johnny Russo, he was in The Godfather. He is now 75 years old. He says that he knows that Marilyn Monroe was murdered.
Oh.
He says that it was...
Someone came in, Marilyn, often you can't refuse. Marilyn Monroe.
An offer you can't understand.
Came in and she died because she you know, I don't know where this is going.
That's all right.
I lost it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. He says Robert Kennedy orchestrated her death because he didn't want the public to know about his and John F. Kennedy's involvement with the star. Russo says he also had an affair with Monroe. Wow.
Who didn't?
She got around, didn't she?
She did a little bit.
He says he had an affair with Monroe that started when he was 16. She was 33. Well,
wow.
Hello There, Miss Monroe.
Wow.
He has a picture with her taken 3 days before she died. She died before I was born. That is a long time ago. She died in 1962. Russo claims the mob was after Monroe, trying to catch her in a threesome with JFK and Robert Kennedy. They didn't do that stuff.
Come
they
on.
didn't do stuff like that back
Give me
then.
a break.
They didn't know what a threesome was back then.
That hadn't been invented yet.
No kidding. That's this story's bogus.
Whatever.
So she finds out about the finds out about the plot that she threatened to expose them to the media. When she found out about the plot, she threatened to expose them to the media. That allegedly led Bobby to plot her death. And then, of course, Bobby got what was coming to him.
Mm-hmm. They
all ended up dead.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
they
just
all
in
died.
Case, just in case you didn't read the end of the book yet.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to say I don't believe it. That's the headline. That's false. I think that she actually did live a very intense lifestyle that caused her to make some seriously bad mistakes. Because you got to think, you're entering into the 70s, or what was it in the 70s? She died in 62.
She died in 62, so that would be... She was in the 50s.
Yeah, so it was in the 50s. But, I mean, like, you're entering into one of the most, like, drug-fueled kind of decades, you know, where everyone was going a little crazy.
Yeah, because everybody seemed like an angel in the 50s. You watch all the shows, Ozzie and Harriet and all those other ones.
They were sleeping in separate beds.
Right.
You couldn't even mention the word pregnant.
No. You couldn't show any...
That's a fascinating fact, by the way. You could not show pregnancy, and you could not mention pregnancy.
You couldn't even show a belly button.
Yeah.
When I Dream of Jeannie first came on, by the way, that's a show on television, or it was. Barbara Eden, she played a genie that was discovered by an Air Force guy who finds her on the beach in a bottle, and poof, she's beautiful. They couldn't show her belly button initially. That was considered too risque.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, that's how things have changed between then and now.
I love TV from the 50s and 60s, the early 60s, I should say. Like Dick Van Dyke shows are my all-time favorite shows.
That way, it was funny.
That was a great show. Still is a great show.
And he's still alive too. He's like 107.
And he dances.
Yeah. He did some of the best physical comedy, tripping over couches and stuff.
Yes, because he was tall and lanky, and he moved like he was a puppet, and it was crazy. But yeah, like if watching that show, you get a real sense of kind of like what was appropriate in that culture at that point in time.
Yeah.
Like they openly, I can remember one episode, and I was watching it with my fiance, and you know, apparently Laura, who is the wife of you know, the main character of Dick Van Dyke,
right?
His character,
Rob.
Yeah,
she's dead too, by the way.
Oh, that's so sick, man. She was a looker,
Yes.
and then I don't know what happened. Like it's almost like a flip.
Yeah, her mouth and her mouth got freakishly wide.
Yeah,
as she
I
got
don't
older.
know how that happened, but yeah, no. Mary Tyler Moore, young Mary Tyler Moore, is probably like
Smoking
one
hot.
of the most amazingly beautiful women.
Smoking hot.
But like, yeah, at one point in time during the show, apparently Laura had made a decision that led the family down a little wacky path, and it ended up they had to solve the problem. You know, it's a 30-minute episode where everything gets resolved by the end. But at the
great?
very end of the episode, they're laughing together as they're hugging, and you know the ha 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 ha, and Dick Van Dyke's character says something along the lines of, "Well, honey, from here on out, just let the man in the relationship make the decisions." And she's like, "Okay, Rob," and I'm like, "Wow!" Today, if that was said today, my God, there would be a riot. Feminists would go insane. Like, this is the most sexist nonsense I have ever seen in my... I am literally shaking.
Right.
Literally shaking.
Which, by the way, now can mean figuratively. That's the world in which we live. Literally can mean figuratively. Just saying. Oh, by the way, the old number again is 202-866-7466. That's the number to call if you want to reach us, because our brand new phone system...
it's just taking a nap. It's a baby. It needs to sleep.
It is sleeping right now. The top places to retire, which won't be doing that anytime soon.
We're poor.
Yeah. Let's see. This is from Business Tech. What did they base this on? Other aspects, visa strength, healthcare. These are different countries, by the way. Visa strength, healthcare, climate, cost of living, investment potential, how easy it is to fit in, governance, and opportunity. The top 5 countries: Malaysia, which sounds like a disease.
It does always kind of sound like it's something that you come down with.
Right.
I've got a really sad case of Malaysia.
Yeah. It's a general feeling of malaise. Ecuador. That's down around Brown Panther's neck of the woods. Mexico. Costa Rica is number 2. You can't fool me. That's where the dinosaurs are. I'm not retiring to Costa Rica. And the number 1 place is Panama.
Panama.
Panama. Bom, bom, bom. Panama. Oh. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you. I know it's sometimes people think that I, in fact, am David Lee Roth.
I can see how they would get confused about that.
It's very easy. It
would be very confusing.
It's the hairline
to hear somebody say that.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So if you're thinking about retirement or you are nearing retirement, believe me, it's no easy thing. That's why Jacob and the guys at Era Capital Management are there. They are ready to help you discuss how to get ready for retirement. Don't do what I've done. And wait until the last minute.
That's right.
And, then you decide that, boy, am I sick of doing this crap every day. I sure as hell would like to go sit on the beach and drink beer.
Yes.
That's not going to happen anytime soon. So if you want to not be like me, you want to go to the fine folks at Era Capital Management and see what they can help you with. It's the best time to start a retirement plan is 20 years ago. The second best time to start a retirement plan is 19 years, 364 days ago. Third best time would be 19 years, 363, and so on. The second best time, of course, is today.
Yes.
So don't stop believing that you can. There's a journey reference.
Hold on to that feeling.
Right. Go to eracapitalmanagement.com. These are the people that we've actually employed to help with Doc's finances in the end. So. In the end. Call Era Capital Management today or go to eracapitalmanagement.com. Era Capital Management, LLC is a registered investment advisor. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Visit eracapitalmanagement.com or call them 509-559-6229. Remember, that's 509-559-6229 or 5095-596-229. Or you can just go to eracapitalmanagement.com and you'll find the phone number there. That's usually the easiest way to go.
Yeah.
All right. So what they?
This is very interesting. I'm sitting here reading the comments like I do.
Yeah.
And Nationals Emergency said something that is very poignant, and I didn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Said in the olden days, Dick Van Dyke slept in a separate bed from his wife.
Yeah.
But nowadays, on Game of Thrones, you can be beheaded in the middle of intercourse, which they show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's insane. Like we have come a ways, son. From think about it. It used to be you couldn't even again, the belly button thing,
Yes.
That was highly, highly controversial. You can't even mention the word pregnant. You can't say it. You cannot say pregnant.
You couldn't back then anyway.
Yeah.
Hell, now you can say anything you want to.
Now it's because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Thrones fan,
yes.
And then even on Netflix is easily accessible by kids. It doesn't matter. And I'm watching shows like Altered Carbon. Have you ever heard of that show?
Yes.
Have you watched Altered Carbon?
That's
Brown Panther.
I heard it's really good.
It's a great show.
So it's a pretty cool concept.
What's the guy's name in that?
I do not. I don't know.
He was in another show too.
Yeah, he is an actor from what I understand.
He's an actor and he's been in other stuff.
Yes, he has acted. As it turns out.
Yeah.
But the entire concept is you can put your personality, you can download into a disc that fits into the back of your neck and your spine, and that disc can be transferred.
Stick it in. You can stick it in somebody else.
Stick it in somebody else. And they have advertisements where they come up with bodies and they're like, put your wife in me, and it's this really hot naked chick. I mean, there's just nudity everywhere in this thing. There's an entire fight scene where one chick is just naked the entire time. Okay,
that's my kind of fight scene right there.
Every 5 seconds you turn, because it is essentially a softcore porn. Altered Carbon is an action softcore porn.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Then you have Game of Thrones, which is like, hey, right, I know that we're looking at our dead son on his bio, but you know what? I'm going to rape you right here.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching nowadays.
Yes.
And you couldn't see a belly button back in the 1950s. This is insane.
Is it progress?
I don't know. I do not know. Gratuitous sex and violence, like I feel like it has its place in certain shows. Like in Game of Thrones, it's what gives it its feel. You know, it really kind of translates the reality of in a fantasy world that you're living, which is kind of like one of the reasons that people love it so much is because it's kind of true to life in a weird, sick way.
Game of Thrones, you mean?
In a little bit, yeah.
Well, and it's also very Dungeons and Dragons ish.
Yes.
And
it's a fantasy show.
Yeah.
But like they really get down to the nitty gritty of the real and I say real world, obviously, on planet Earth, it's been around for a very long time. It's a very big place. Some weird, nasty stuff happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we don't always talk about it, but yep, it happens.
Think of like the most think of like one of the most like horrible things you can think of happening, and trust me, at some point in time, it's probably happened.
Marrying that woman.
Yep. Why did you do that, Brad?
Right.
But the thing is like we just watch it now, like it's no big deal.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's progress or not. It's going back to the whole discussing religion and politics and mixed company thing. And I thought of this the other day. This really started when Rush Limbaugh started his program. Politics politics became something that was discussed on a daily basis.
Well, I mean, because I think before Rush Limbaugh, it was still talked about, but it was talked about more subliminally than it was.
Right. It wasn't a mainstream. You didn't hear it every day on the radio.
Right.
I mean, that was back when it was mostly music on AM radio, and it was dying a slow, painful death. And he did. He brought AM radio back from the brink of death. But by the same token, did he not, in fact, start this national discourse over politics?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And has that led to the betterment of society or the worsenment of society?
Well, I mean, that's the question that we have to ask. Like, because here's my thing. If you ever read, if you're a fan of Ben Shapiro at all, he actually wrote a book.
Oh, he's fabulous. I love him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He wrote a book.
Kisser too, by the way. Not many people. Oh yeah, it's truly amazing.
I always imagined.
Yeah,
it's because sometimes I daydreamed about
everything you think of and more.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
That's so nice. Yeah. That's so nice to hear that. Sometimes you do really want to meet your heroes.
There you go.
But he wrote a book about Hollywood and how the left has been injecting their message into the popular culture for ages now. Even in shows like Dick Van Dyke, you know. They had little injections here and there of subliminal messaging.
MASH.
And MASH.
Star Trek was even that way.
Oh yeah.
But they were disguised.
Yes.
They were it wasn't overtly and it wasn't in your face.
Right, exactly. And so we have been technically discussing politics for a very long time. Before Rush Limbaugh, we just didn't even know it. We didn't even know that we were actually like being I don't want to say like brainwashed, but we were there were subliminal messages that we all just kind of thought that everyone else accepted going forward, thanks to Hollywood and the media. And so we kind of reach into this this idea of politics always being present but never really fully introducing itself. That the leftist liberal politics that you see today, the outlet that's actually, I would say, a more recent occurrence, where they're just in your face about it, you know?
Yeah, and probably from both sides, I would say. Probably
for sure.
Left and right, it is far more in your face. And
I would say the right, though, has, up until lately, and I say very recently, learned how to subliminally create their own messages. I feel like up until like lately, what we created was propaganda, which is why whenever you saw a conservative film or something along those lines, it was just horrible. It was awful.
Well, interestingly enough, the there's on Netflix. It's a NPR thing. It's a prohibition. The history of prohibition. It's a Ken Burns thing.
Yeah, Ken
Burns documentary. Prohibition was actually, and you would think that it would have been a conservative movement. It was a progressive movement. It were the progressives who wanted to outlaw and did successfully outlaw alcohol.
Yeah.
It was, and that lasted for, let's see, 13 years? 13 years alcohol was illegal in this country.
I actually didn't know that was that long.
I didn't either. I had to look at, I'm thinking, maybe a year or two.
I thought it was maybe like tops 5.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 1920 to 1933. It was they amended the Constitution of the United States to outlaw alcohol.
Which is insane.
That is crazy.
But prohibition taught us a very, I think, poignant lesson.
It taught us a lesson that no one's learned.
Yeah,
exactly. Government to stay the hell out of stuff like that. But
that's also, I guess that's true. They didn't, because they're trying to do the same thing with guns.
Right.
There's still a war on drugs.
Yeah. That has gone absolutely nowhere because you cannot legislate morality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, that is 100% true.
And that, if Dick Cheney's book, which I'll admit I never got all the way through, but one of the things he talked about being in the Nixon administration, he said that he learned that government should stay out of the economy. Yes. That they should not ever try to regulate the economy, that it didn't work. But look what they do every day. I mean, all of these lessons that are as plain as a nose in your face that the government just ignores and continues to force these things down our throats.
I think it has everything to do with the fact that you have people who think they failed, but I can do it better.
Mm-hmm.
Like AOC is it was a perfect example of a person who basically thinks that she's so perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, but she thinks she's just so talented and she knows so much, and that she's so wise and so smart and so clever that she can actually do what God knows how many leaders and oligarchies and dictatorships have tried in the past and failed to do.
Yeah.
She thinks that she can just do it better. She can't even figure out, she has no idea what the freaking Pentagon spends correctly. She can't figure that out.
No.
She thinks that you can, just put wind farms and solar farms everywhere and that'll help the environment. She has no idea what she's talking about.
No.
None. But she thinks that she's going to successfully pull off the most failed economic system, in the history of mankind.
Well, it was interesting what she said the other day. Well, it may be pie in the sky, but at least I'm trying something.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what President Trump is trying to do with the border wall.
Yeah.
So by using that logic, why are we blocking one and not the other?
Yeah.
And by the way, if the Green New Deal does go through, forget about vacationing in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Until they figure out how to build a rubber band powered hover boat that can get you all the way there. So we ain't flying there. You're either going to have to become a really good long distance swimmer.
Yeah.
Or just a virtual reality.
Everyone gets a free life jacket.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
This is your Daily Mojo.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
Hypocrisy. Meet Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, meet hypocrisy. First, it came out a few weeks ago that AOC's boyfriend may have received $6,000 in payment made from Justice Democrats' PAC, but also magically came at the same time as nearly equal payments made to the PAC from AOC's campaign in August and September of 2017, either a direct violation of campaign finance law or a simple coincidence. Then we get word that the very person who proposed eliminating carbon-based engines and air travel used over $30,000 on ride-sharing services and less than $9,000 on subway fare. She also logged 66 flights for $25,000 and only took Amtrak some 18 times throughout her entire campaign. Do as I say, not as I do. Now it turns out that Sakat Chakrabarty, who ran the closely aligned PAC at the time and is now AOC's chief of staff, may have been doing even more shady stuff than laundering payments for said boyfriend. 2 new reports came out on Monday. The first of those reports surround the fact that Chakrabarty was enriching himself to the tune of $1 million, funneling campaign contributions directly into his private businesses to skirt campaign finance law. So much for that transparency and getting dark money out of politics, right? Which brings us to this date, December 2017, which is the month that Chakrabarty and AOC obtained majority control of Justice Democrats' PAC, according to a report by Andrew Kerr of the Daily Caller. Corporate filings indicate that that is still the case as of today, too. If you're keeping score at home, that would be the third FEC violation to come out in a few weeks' time. Yet this is the woman whom Democrats worship at the altar of? All of this brings me to this Bible verse, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 14. Therefore, my beloved, flee from idolatry. This has been By the Numbers. I'm Andrew Coppins, and you can follow me on Twitter at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Whatchamacallit just tweeted, I'm surprised we don't have coliseums with gladiators fighting wild animals till death. Oh, don't worry, that's coming.
Yet.
I'm not kidding. I think
it's coming.
If you if you go to YouTube, some of the most popular videos on there, and I'll admit I've watched them too, are the dumbasses who stick their heads inside alligators' mouths.
Oh yeah, no,
and you're going,
the watch me do this thing kind of, yeah.
Come on out, and you're rooting for the alligator. Because what dumbass sticks their head in an alligator's mouth?
Oh yeah, who was that one guy who he made an entire deal? Is like, I'm going to be eaten alive by a snake. Remember that guy?
No, but that doesn't.
That was
sound
years
like
ago.
Much fun.
He got the snake got down part of his leg, and then he wigged out. He's like, I can't do this. Get it off me. And
gee, that was weird.
Here's what's funny though: is later on I was watching through YouTube, which like you do, and it turns out that that's how some people actually go fishing for snakes. Like big, huge boa constrictors.
Wait, what? They what?
Villagers somewhere in a distant country. I don't know which one. But what they'll do is they'll find a boa constrictor hidey hole thing, and they want to actually they want to get it because they don't want it eating their crops, or killing their livestock,
right?
And eating their livestock. So what they'll do is they'll put their leg down in the hole, and they'll just basically make it so that the snake will start eating the leg. Yeah, and then they will get out of the hole, and then they will have the snake in their possession.
Brother, that's like noodling. Do you know what noodling is?
Yes,
yeah, with a fish.
There is not a way in hell I'm sticking my foot or my hand in the
mouth of a creature.
Well,
It's
in a
huge.
hole that you don't know what.
I watched a video yesterday of this small, tiny chick in a bikini.
I've seen her.
What the hell?
And she sticks her arm.
She sticks her entire arm in this fish. She's underwater, and she sits there for a minute. She's looking around while she's noodling underneath this freaking.
Have you ever seen that?
No, I've seen noodling.
Okay,
I've seen people catch fish by putting their arm in there, and then
I'll see if I can find that and send it to you.
Oh,
but I'm going to tell you, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Don't they have teeth?
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen these catfish that are they're huge, and and you see a lot of them once they pull the fish off their arm, they've got
blood.
There's blood on their arm, so there's something.
I got freaked out snorkeling in Shell, Mexico one time, snorkeling with fish almost my size, and I'm like, this freaks me out.
That's what they did, and I don't know if it's true, if it's just stuff of legend, but years ago when they were working on Hoover Dam, to repair the dam after it had been filled, obviously.
Yeah.
That the divers came back up and said, you guys, no, those catfish are bigger than we are.
Yeah. Oh, catfish. Dude, oh my God. In Lake Travis, we go there from time to time because my fiance's father owns a condo down there with a boat. We go down there, and there's this restaurant that you have to get to by boat. We have to drive the boat there, and we tie it to a dock, and then we go eat there. And then one of the main attractions of this restaurant, aside from the food, which is actually pretty good, is the fact that on part of the dock is nothing but catfish, wild catfish.
Right.
And they are massive, massive, massive catfish. I mean, I've never seen catfish this big.
Right.
Because after you're done eating, whatever leftovers you have on your plate, you can go to the catfish who are waiting there for you. They're up, they're looking at you, they're waiting, and you just throw the food straight into their mouths. And they will eat anything.
It's like carp. Carp are the nasty, they're like the shrimp of lakes.
I just sent you that link, Brandon.
Thank you very much.
They same thing. We actually used to punch carp at the river. Because they come up toward the service and we punch them on the head.
Hey, y'all want to go down to the river and do some carp punching? Yeehaw!
Yeah, it was.
Brad punched himself a carp the other day, knocked him square out. It was awesome.
It's like cow tipping.
Cow tipping and carp punching.
DMXDM, now you guys should know why a lot of us are cool with edgy but not with stern level dirt. We can get the dirt anywhere. You guys often nail the edgy without overly dirty, but it's a tight line. Okay, what's stern level dirt?
Carp punching.
Now you've crossed the line here, buddy.
Carp punching. That's an amazing. Cow tipping and carp punching. That describes the youth of America. Back in the 70s.
No, it was the 80s. It was
the 80s? That's when you went carp punching?
Yeah, we would go to the Colorado River and we would put the raft that back at that time you could drive down the little road that was right in front of the dam and put your raft in like 300 feet from the dam.
Of course.
And right there, I mean, you could look up there. Now you can't even get close to the dam. Whatchamacallit, it's Crusader Vol says, Brandon Morse, get out of my head. Stop saying exactly what I'm thinking as I think it.
Oh, I didn't know I had that power.
I didn't either, but apparently you do.
Apparently I'm magic.
All right, so apparently we've pissed off enough people. Let's do some vintage Doc. This is when Doc and Brian were on the radio. It's not magic. It's, I don't know where it is, but it's the, I think you'll get a kick out of this. It kind of falls in line with today's theme of just being weird overall.
Can Brian, 100.7 WMMS. Speaking of the Browns, Fran Baskerville, the singing psychic, on the line with us. How are you, Fran?
Just fine, thank you.
Now, Fran, we got to find out about the Browns. Browns season starting off here real soon. We got to find out how they're going to end their season.
Okay. And the Browns football team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and who's their quarterback? Do you know?
Tim Couch.
Tim Couch?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're gonna do a whole lot better this year. Oh, yeah, hey there. Oh, well, I'd say they're gonna win at least 8 games. Hey.
8 games?
Oh, they'll go 500. If that is a substantial step up,
This is huge for us.
Browns 500. That's good.
That's great. Now, right now we have the Indians, our baseball team, Fran, in a race with the Twins to see who can get into the playoffs and hopefully the World Series. Do you see the Cleveland Indians going anywhere?
What are they? Are they up for that one in that group or something?
They're trying to be number 1 in the American League. Yes.
But they're number 3, aren't they?
Well, right now they're neck and neck with the Minnesota Twins.
Okay, are they the number 1, the Minnesota Twins?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks as though they're gonna win the next game coming up, whatever that means. But I'm afraid to say I see the Mariners winning the pennant this year.
Oh, come on, Fran, you're killing us.
I know, I wish I wasn't, but I do think the Seattle Mariners are somehow going to slip the Yankees a Mickey or something.
Now, Fran, speaking of slipping a Mickey, can't you put the kibosh on them? Do you just report, or can you influence this?
I doubt I can influence it, but I don't know that God would help me with that.
Use your psychic powers, Fran. You're a powerful woman.
All right, Fran.
But I'll still pray for him, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, I got to find out about Gary Condit. Where is Chandra Levy? Everyone wants to know.
Okay.
You can help us crack this thing open right here.
Okay. Chandra Levy's guardian angel was taking a break when she left town with the guy from the internet.
Whoa.
That picked her up at Gary Condit's apartment when she left and took her to Monterrey, Mexico.
Write that down.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay, so you think that she skipped town with some guy she met on the internet?
Yeah, I think he kidnapped her.
She's in Mexico, though?
Yeah, Monterey.
There it is. We have solved it this morning on MMS with Doc and Brian. We know where Chandra Levy is.
This is huge.
Fran, thank you so much.
Now, Fran, before we let you go, one more question.
Yeah?
You hate that Miss Cleo, don't you?
No,
That
I
crazy,
don't really
fake
know.
Jamaican talking bitch.
But I don't know. I don't know her, but I don't know. I haven't got a good feeling from her, but I don't know her.
Oh, yeah, you could kick her ass, though, in a psychic battle. Going head-to-head, her tarot cards versus your guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you take her out, Fran. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fran, how can people reach you if they want their own reading?
972-380-0989 or singingpsychic.com.
Thanks a lot, Fran. Appreciate you being on with us again.
Okay, thank you.
Here's the funny thing. If you call that number or go to our website, No, you won't be able to get her because she's been dead for 10 years now, too.
No, I was saying we need to give this woman a call.
Yeah, no, she's been dead for 10 years. So the good news is that she and Doc have now had discussions again.
God, that's amazing.
I know.
How come God, I am so sad. I'm so sad.
I know. Just when you think you found your key to happiness, you find out they're dead.
I'm happy, however, to learn that you can see the future through song. I didn't know that this was a case. I'm going to pick up a guitar and I'm going to see what I can just see.
And that's what you have to do sometimes.
Brown Panther dies by getting kicked in the crotch 1 billion times by models.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
Mind blown.
The future is
mind
dark,
blown.
but simultaneously bright. I don't know. Wow.
See?
Wow.
You just never know what you're going to find. It's a lot like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you got to get.
I need to tell you about, and I thought printing these out would make it simpler.
Oh, you have actual paper.
I do, because sometimes actual paper...
I didn't realize that was still a thing today.
I know. Well, apparently there's a reason why it's not. Because I can't find what I was looking for.
Brad will get so frustrated that he'll ditch paper forever and rely on his notepad on his computer.
So, here it is. Look, I found it on my computer.
See?
Cat cooler.
What did I
say? Cat coolers. If you don't have a cat cooler yet, you're stupid. You're just, why are you even alive?
Idiot.
Jeez. I mean, where are you going to put, once you noodle the catfish?
And you punch the carp?
When you punch the carp, which is not a euphemism, where are you going to keep it? Where are you going to keep the thing if you don't have a cat cooler? I mean, these things are rugged. They can hold the biggest catfish as long as it fits inside.
Mm-hmm.
If it fits inside, you can keep it in there. And once you throw ice on it, you can leave it in there for up to 7 days because it'll keep that catfish cold. Because you know what happens to a catfish you leave in the sun?
Oh, God, I don't even want to know.
Yeah. No, you don't.
They're like the cockroaches of the sea, man. That is a rank smell they probably give off.
Yeah. You know how a dolphin's breath smells?
Uh-huh.
It's worse than that.
Imagine that, but add ass.
Yes. Yes, it's horrible. It's horrible. So don't be a person who has to smell horrible things.
Yes.
Go to catcoolers.com. Use a promo code. In this case, Brandon is your promo code. That is good for a 10% discount. And the good part here, no, I don't want to tell you that part. I can't tell you that part. Whatever. Just go to catcoolers.com. They're made in the USA, so you're actually supporting good old American jobs, not those jobs down there where Brown Panther comes from, the Guatemalan jobs. Don't buy one of those Guatemalan coolers. Buy a good old American cooler, American. They're available in the different colors, four different colors: black, yellow, camouflage, and white, which technically isn't a color. It is the absence of color.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Catcoolers.com. They are really, really nice coolers. And if you don't buy one, just
idiot.
You're stupid. That's all you are.
You're gonna go to catcoolers.com and get one that's yellow. Gonna enter promo code, Brandon.
It's a weird ass day. I think there's something in the water. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Some future. Speaking of the singing psychic, who I think she died in a car wreck, by the way.
Oh, she didn't see that coming?
No, she really didn't, which is odd when you think about it. I'm told that none of our phone numbers are working right now. So,
oh, that's sad.
And we had some great stuff lined up on the telephone for you. Too bad. Man. So neither one's working. So
I bet one of those people actually had the numbers for procrastination.
They could have, and we'll never know. Back in 1932, Albert Einstein declared there is not the slightest indication that nuclear energy will ever be obtainable.
What?
It would mean that the atom would have to be shattered at will. Even geniuses can look clueless, they say, when they try to project things into the future. So these, my friends, are 10 future predictions that turned out to be laughably wrong.
They need to be sung.
Number 10. Civilization will end within 15 or 30 years unless immediate action is taken against the problems facing mankind. Hey, That was a Harvard biologist in 1970.
Lovely singing.
George Wald. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've been practicing for minutes. Harvard biologist George Wald in 1970 said that civilization will end within 15 or 30 years.
Not 12.
Not 12.
He was a little off.
15 or 30, unless immediate action is taken against problems facing mankind. That was the first Earth Day, by the way, back in 1970.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds like something an environmentalist would just kind of throw around.
Seems a little extreme.
They always have that kind of like timelines. Like, hey, look, if you don't do what I say right now, we all gonna die in like 20 years. What gives you that impression?
Pick a good number.
I just selected it. We're all gonna die in 20 years.
We're gonna freeze to death. We're gonna burn to death. No, it's just we're gonna turn climate to death.
We're gonna drown in ocean water.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah.
Or we're going to burn up. We're going to get really bad sunburns and stuff. Number 9, the United Kingdom will simply be a small group of impoverished islands inhabited by some 70 million hungry people. I would take even money that England will not even exist in the year 2000.
Wow.
This was in the book The Population Bomb, written in 1968 by Paul Ehrlich.
Wow.
They say Ehrlich's quotes in the Doomsday Book have long been fodder for jokes. In 2012, an editorial writer for the British website Telegraph referenced the above quote and joked, "I'm not hungry, I just ate. Are you hungry? Were you hungry in 2000 especially? Does England exist?"
I was kind of hungry in 2000.
I was too. Remember Y2K?
Yes.
Remember that was
like the
all your
panic
computers,
of panics,
man, are going to revert to the year 1900, and that means since computers didn't exist in the year 1900, all of your data is going to be gone.
And then the machines are going to like rise up, man.
Yeah, unless of course you buy this specific software that we are selling for $19.95 and put it on your computer, and then we'll be okay.
Yeah, it's like we're here to save your life, man. Because if you don't do this, all of your data is going to go away and crash. And like imagine you without Facebook.
Right. What are you going to do without the interweb for like 20
Wait, there
minutes?
was no Facebook back then, was there?
I know.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't Facebook yet. Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to remember a time without Facebook.
How the hell did we survive?
I don't know.
At the time, I was doing work for Scripps, and they actually would come around to the computers there and do some, I don't know what the hell they did, but IT put a little sticker on the back, Y2K compliant.
Compliant. I like, man, we bought that hook line. It's amazing, like the folie do we share. You know, the madness, the shared madness,
and the crazy stuff too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we convince ourselves of some of like the gnarliest crap.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Like that we can eliminate. Engines in the next internal combustion engines in the next 10 years.
Everyone will have their own private rail car in the future with all those high speed rail going around. Amtrak's galore.
Right. Everywhere.
Amtrak's everywhere.
Still, don't jog.
Don't do
next
that.
to them.
Don't jog.
It's bad for your health.
Yeah.
Obviously. Number 8, in a decade, urban dwellers will have to wear gas masks to survive air pollution.
Okay.
This was in Life magazine in January 1970.
And when did they say it would happen?
In a decade, so by 1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would all have to walk around in gas masks
Now,
due to the...
To be fair,
I
remember when I was a wee lad, and I was perhaps in, let's say, 7th or 8th grade, somewhere in through there, perhaps. We would have air quality alerts, what they call SIG alerts.
SIG?
California, yeah, something SIG.
I feel like I'm being told by like stories by Grandpa Brad.
Let me tell you, back in the day when I was but a youngster, we would listen to the radio. The magical voices coming through would tell us that the air quality was not good that day. But they would say, and the smog would burn your eyes. Now this is out in L.A.
This is true. It would burn your eyes.
It would burn your eyes.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it absolutely would. Part of the problem in L.A. is that it backs up against the San Gabriel Mountains. So you've got this, and there are. If you go back and look at what the Indians wrote back before there were cars, they had the same problem, not with the internal combustion engine, but with fog and things backing up against the mountain. We get hazy, but there, the smog, the fog, and the and the emissions would get so bad it would sting your eyes if you're outside.
Oh, wow.
So it did. I mean,
so no wonder the Californians are going like absolutely insane over this environmental stuff. They were tearing up their own country or their own cities, and like suffering with hot eyes and skin burns.
Right. So it would happen. I mean, but again, it was all that stuff backed up against the San Gabriel Mountains with the onshore flow from the ocean.
Yeah.
But still, we're not wearing gas masks, and they have overtaken the engines in cars to the point where you could suck on the tailpipe of a car now and probably not die.
Maybe that's why some people have gotten sexually attracted to them. They just
It's the
not
problem.
bad. It's not going to kill you.
Nope, it's certainly not. Number 7, Nicaragua. Nicaragua will ask for admission to the United States. Mexico will be next, and many of the South and Central American republics will be voted into the Union by their own people.
In a way, this came true. In a way.
Now, this was in Ladies' Home Journal, by the way, in December 1900.
Wow!
Yeah. So
Okay.
Nicaragua asked for admission to the U.S.?
Nicaraguans
have the population
are banging at the door
That's
right now,
true.
wanting to become U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
You have Hondurans, Nicaraguans, and yeah, they got into a big caravan.
Yep.
A few caravans.
Right.
Traveled on down to the United States. So technically, I'm going to rate this one true. I'm going to rate this one true.
I can't argue with you there. I think that you're right. In some respect, that actually did come true.
Yep.
At number 6, a rocket will never be able to leave the Earth's atmosphere. That's crazy talk that we could send a rocket into the air and it would go anywhere.
This is an impossibility.
This is crazy. If man was intended to fly, God would have given him wings.
This is of the devil.
No. God would give you the airplane if he intended you to fly. And oh, look, he did.
He did give us the airplane. He also gave us the SpaceX rocket, which can go up into space and come back down.
Yep. Unlike the space shuttle, which was really
it's a flying brick. It's like a penguin that you sent up into space.
It really it was good intentions. That was in the New York Times in 1920. They thought they would never
40
be able to
years
get it.
later.
Yeah.
Which
again, that right there is proof that aliens had some effect or some influence on our technology.
Yeah.
How else did we get the microwave?
Yeah, exactly. Or the TV. Or the clitoris.
Right.
We don't know.
That's still a mystery.
We don't know how it got there.
Nope. Not a clue. Number 5. This from U.S. News and World Report in 1967. By the end of the century, freight will be shot across the continent by missiles in a matter of minutes.
I think we're almost there. Here's the funny part about that.
Slingshot.
Your Amazon package is here, man. Here's Doc.
Here's
Doc.
He'll be here in about 5 seconds. Look out!
We actually do a lot of that nowadays. We do shoot packages with missiles across long distances. Only when they get there, the packages explode and kill a lot of people.
Yes.
So I'm going to rate this one true.
What? And honestly, if you think about drones,
yeah, I actually know. Here's the funny part: is I do see that happening. As we get better at space travels like SpaceX and stuff like that, what I think is going to end up happening is long gone will be the days of like large freight shipping and like it taking forever and a day to get from China to and through customs. All you do is you launch the rocket,
right?
It goes up into space. It comes back down, and you have your made in China products delivered right to your door.
Works for me.
Yeah,
why not?
You're made in America. Yeah, your MAGA hat from China will be right there.
Straight.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, I think that one was made in...
I believe it is made in... I believe they are made in China.
I need to wear my Make America Texas hat in again.
That's a great hat.
It's a great hat.
I like that one.
Number 4, this was in Popular Mechanics in the year of our Lord 1949. Computers in the future may have only 1,000 vacuum tubes and perhaps weigh only 1.5 tons. Apparently, computers at that time were pretty heavy.
How many vacuum tubes does this have?
That's a really, referring to the iPhone, which probably has more, everybody's heard this, more computing power is held in your hand than was on the first Apollo rocket.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I can actually go to space using Apple Maps.
And look what we have done with the technology that we have. We now have sex dolls.
Yeah.
I mean, don't tell me that humanity doesn't know which direction to go in.
I know we talked about sex dolls and the sexist, but did I tell people like how I think that the robots, if AI did become real, how they would kill us off?
Should we save that for tomorrow?
Let's save it for tomorrow. We'll save it for tomorrow.
We only have about
yeah.
And actually, there's three more.
Oh, well then keep going.
Should I do three more? Should I? You know, well, here's the thing. Keep going.
Keep going.
All right,
Let's keep going.
All right, number 3. This from Popular Mechanics in February 1950. There are no dishwashing machines because dishes are thrown away or put into a sink where they are dissolved by superheated water. Now, I'm going to have to actually ding this one, too, because
I think that's true.
One of the now it did not make it, but on Kickstarter, one of the projects that was not funded, edible glasses, edible drinking glasses,
like of sugar, like
I don't know,
sugar?
it's something you could eat.
That's interesting.
So yeah, it's possible.
But it's possible, but I mean, like we have created the plastic and paper plates.
That's true.
That we just toss.
And we do have this fork and this spoon.
We have this spoon.
Science fiction writer Robert Heinlein in 1952. This would be his projection of life in the year 2000. Cancer, the common cold, and tooth decay will all be conquered. Well, not so much. Not so much.
We're still kind of suffering from that a little bit. I had the flu just the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that if I went to a dentist, he would be horrified by what he found.
Yeah, well, there's that. And the number one prediction, they say that turned out to be laughably wrong, which maybe it didn't. This is the Research Institute of America in 59 on life in the year 1975. This would have been happening. Along with regular commuter helicopters, the family helicopter will be as attainable as a fancy convertible is today. Yeah. Still.
Wait.
Nobody's got their own helicopter.
Wait. No, not yet, but they are coming out. Have you seen this? Brown Panther, you've seen this, where they're coming out with the flyable crafts because they're using drone technology.
That makes sense.
You know, and instead of just like being a small thing, it's like many propellers, and they have a little cab that you can get into.
Right.
And it will take you to your desired destination. I think Uber is actually working on that technology right now, if I'm not mistaken.
To your desired location.
Yep. Basically, yeah. So you say, I want to go to, let's go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And the Uber flies down and comes, gets you, get into the cab, and it will automatically take you.
So they were close
to where you need to go.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up.
What do you mean it's let's go?
One more train whistle there. Come on. That's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. We learned it. When I say it's going to be a weird day, believe me. We learned the jackholes love it when we discuss religion and politics, as long as we don't discuss religion and politics. And finally, we learned that when making love to a woman, just remember to look for Kevin down the street. He's the one wearing the hoodie. The same. Brandon, what, if anything, did you learn today?
I learned that if you're going to go get your vagina scraped, don't get your vagina scraped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What, if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Oh, the listeners, they said, so much for going to the moon, I am going to heaven.
And
hashtag sex doll.
And the rest of you
that
can
was
go to
not
hell.
as wholesome as you thought it was going to be.
Let's see. That's what happens when we have 30 seconds left. What's coming up on your program today?
Oh, man.
That sounds great. Can't wait. That's going to be great. What's coming up tomorrow here?
That
sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get to those new numbers on procrastination when Doc Thompson returns from his vacation. Remember, your Daily Mojos today, Ron Phillips, and a Brown Panther production. Wherever you go, whatever you do, live by the 5 rules, and you too will have a shot at being both right and happy. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are!